Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this evening, and welcome back to Dolynny TV live play-by-play of the Edmonton Oilers. It's been a hot minute, but I'm glad to be back alongside you for things this evening as we get set up for the Chicago Blackhawks and, of course, Connor Bedard, who will make his first game against the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. Probably a special one for multiple reasons, but tonight the Oilers again look to go for the 8th win in a row following a Saturday afternoon domination at times of the New Jersey Devils, a clinic put on by the Oilers offense, defense, and goaltender Calvin Pickard, in which was a very important win for the Oilers to break us back to 500. Friends, as we set up for this evening's hockey game, just a reminder of where the Oilers currently sit in the wild card chase. Things are interesting over there. The Oilers are currently 3 points back of the Arizona Coyotes, who I believe lost this evening against the Pittsburgh Penguins. As we talked about the other day, do you really think the Arizona Coyotes are going to make the playoffs after everything they've been through? Well, they've lost 4 straight, and the Oilers, with 3 games in hand and only back 3 points, very well have some room to make up with a big win tonight if they can indeed make it 8 in a row. So, friends, Peter, Tony, Caleb, Truck, James, Tim, everybody else watching along this evening, thanks for being aboard. My plan this evening really is to just go about tonight's first period. It is 7:47 as we get started this evening, so keep in mind that by the time I get done that first period, it'll be past 9 o'clock. And I'll tell you, after a weekend in Edmonton, loved my seat, right? Standing room kind of seat. Beautiful situation up there in the Sky Lounge. But standing that long, I'm not used to standing in one place that long anymore. I kind of got a cushy desk job now. So, yeah, I was kind of rough on the old bones. And, of course, then a couple of late nights as well thrown in there because I'm in Edmonton. Well, that makes for a long recovery during the course of a week. Plus, I had to work today as per usual. So that's where we find ourselves, a little beat up, but we will get this going this evening and see how far we go. Obviously, if I'm not tuckered out by the end of the first period, why not do the intermission? Why not keep it going? And I will tell you as well, friends, the new goal every live stream I do, I used to dip kind of whenever I felt like it. Now I can guarantee you will not see me dip on a live stream until the live stream has hit 1,000 views that night. So that's kind of also something that goes along with it, is there's a bare minimum that I must reach while I'm live. That's kind of something I'm using to hold myself accountable. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But as we're looking, of course, they got all kinds of sports odds on here, but we're getting a whole pregame show tonight for Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard on Tuesday night, as the Oilers and Blackhawks coming up soon. But friends, welcome into the live stream. Of course, it's been a crazy couple of weeks again here on Dolynny TV. I think overall the span of the month we've gained another 200 subscribers. So thank you to everybody new and old for tuning in. I don't think I get a chance to say that enough during the live streams. Like, I know Peter and Sam have been here almost time eternal. Obviously, some of the names I'm starting to become a little bit more familiar with. Obviously, Scott's been aboard for a little while as well. So Justin as well, somebody that's been along, Clumsy Chicken as well. Purple Wolf's been here multiple streams this year, and I'm sure last year as well if I'm paying attention. But yeah, we should be good to go for what should be another kind of audience building stream tonight as well, taking in a lot of Blackhawks fans. I think the big thing is, I think tonight, not my mom, but somebody that I consider a pretty good little piece of the family, I guess you could say, given the family I've been welcomed into over the past few years here. She'll be rooting for the Hawks tonight, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of texts if the Hawks are doing well tonight about how Mama's doing all right. So we'll see what happens here tonight, friends. The Hawks and the Oilers, a big matchup, obviously, just trying to go for that 8th straight win above 500. The squirrel suit's already been busted out, so we'll see if there's any more use for the squirrel suit this season. Maybe run around in the squirrel suit and go forge up a Stanley Cup after a win this year, if that ends up being the case. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you get where we're going, right, friends? Got to up the ante every time I break out the squirrel suit, so we'll see what ends up happening here. But as Troy brings up as well, friends, the comments move way too fast to keep up with them nowadays. But as Troy's bringing up, I just want to touch on the fact that, yes, indeed, I believe Bouchard will keep his point streak going. It's just at this point, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Evan Bouchard, Zach Hyman, Evander Kane, they're all going way too well not to have guys picking up points every game. I think at this point, the rest of the year, you can almost book it. The power play is going to be good for a goal per game at minimum. I think you look at it, if you've got, 57 games remaining with tonight's game, 57 games times 3 opportunities. Yeah, I think you can easily go with 33% the rest of the year in 175 opportunities. So I'd almost wonder if the Oilers are about to stack up another historic power play this season. But yeah, we'll see what happens here, friends, as we're going. And actually, as Toff comes into the chat, friends, and of course everybody that's joined since I started meandering my way through the pregame, welcome aboard as well. What I will tell you is, you see the link at the top of your chat this evening. It's something I'm trying to do a little something here this Christmas season, I guess you could say. Obviously, Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic, Gillis TV from Gillis TV, and Clem from Clem Hawks have been fantastic to me, kind of supporting me here in 2023, very much so behind the scenes, as well as Toff. Toff's been a fantastic addition to the crew as well here over the past year. But as we kind of make our way here, I'm going to try and build those guys up a little bit more with your support, obviously. If I can recommend them out to you a little bit more and help them get those views and stuff, because I strongly believe, after everything I've experienced in the year 2023, is you guys changed my life quite drastically, sitting here giving me the platform to honestly call Edmonton Oilers playoff hockey as a play-by-play announcer. And whether it be for one person that decides to make me the play-by-play guy for them every night, or whether it be 20, 50 of you, whatever the case might be, that don't matter to me. It's the fact that I have that platform to do what I dreamed of doing as a young kid. But right, is the guys that have supported me and listened to me rant and rave and wonder and blow my just steam off about YouTube over the course of the years. I'm really feeling a little appreciative of them this holiday season. So I'm trying to make sure you guys get a chance to go check out their stuff, help them out a little bit, because I will tell you, as much as everybody will say, oh, this is the biggest factor on YouTube, or this is any click on somebody else's channel is always a huge get. So that's what we're trying to accomplish with those links, I guess, this Christmas season. And you'll see that throughout until the end of the year, pretty much. I can guarantee you that. So, friends, 63 of you now aboard after I've just completely gone on a tangent about why I do the things I do. But no, I think tonight, a hockey game against the Chicago Blackhawks, the Oilers need to win this hockey game. That's number one. But the Oilers also need, as I think Sam was saying up in the chat earlier, need to not take the Blackhawks lightly. Don't underestimate them, because you get Connor Bedard on a big stage. Well, again, Connor Bedard knows what's to do on a big stage, and same as Connor McDavid. And if the rest of the cast decides to follow one guy and the rest of the cast doesn't decide to follow the other guy, it could be a very ugly situation for the Edmonton Oilers very quickly. So that's where we're at, right? Is we want to see the Oilers come out, just same thing we've done every single game here in the past few, right? New Jersey, after that first period, you knew that Oilers game was going to be an Oilers win. I think every game this win streak, I think by the end of the first period, you would tilt the favor in the Oilers side. Maybe Minnesota would have been 50-50, but everything else I would guarantee you believe is the Oilers winning 6 out of 7 of those games at least after the first period. So Magic, welcome aboard, seeing you in there as well. Christine, welcome aboard as well, and Awake, hello and welcome as well. Mr. Doom, and I guess I just need to stop saying names, because friends, you're all saying the exact same thing, and I honestly wouldn't be able to do this without you, right? That's the biggest thing here, is you guys have been fantastic to me, and I hope to just repay that stream in, stream out, video in, video out, because I mean, that's the thing. I don't know how this thing ever started rolling the way it did, and I will honestly forever and ever credit Patrick for being such a cool dude and letting me pick his brain on kind of what was working for him at the time I decided to come back. And obviously it's worked out pretty well for both of us. And a pretty cool milestone for him here as well a few weeks back there, hitting 6,000. I don't know if it's a few weeks back or just a week back, but it's crazy what that guy can do when he sits there and decides to get something done. And that's the beauty of it is, you know how I do my stuff, you know how he does his stuff, and when we kind of cross paths and do our stuff together, it can be pretty fun. Obviously, too, when you're getting sidetracked talking about Cujo on a Sunday afternoon at Rogers, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. All right, friends. Anything else we need to know? Let me quickly go check that old timeline machine and see if there's anything we need to know here. I don't think there is. Everything's Connor versus Connor tonight. McDavid may score 8 goals. Well, this is the Blackhawks lineup. Donato, Bedard, Kurashev, Beauvillier, Tyler Johnson, Radish, Foligno, Dickinson, Anderson, Reichel, Gutman, Entwistle, Vlasic, Crevier, Phillips, Murphy, Roos, Zaitsev. Ooh boy, that is a tough look for the Chicago Blackhawks, who, by the way, are now tied for 32nd in the NHL. That's the tough part right now. Actually, yep, they are tied for 32nd with San Jose at 19 points. They have one more win and one less game played than San Jose, mind you. So keep that for what you will. But that's ugly for the San Jose Sharks. And obviously, too, we're seeing the fake, well, not fake, the dreamt up scenario of Tom Brady playing all his years as a Montreal Expo. Interesting, but yeah, so that's where we're at, right, friends? I don't think there's really much else to say about this Edmonton Oilers hockey game tonight. Go out and win. I know that's what I've said all season, but again, it's not like you're sitting here at 13-1-1, where it's like, oh man, if we lose tonight, whatever. No, we want to go out and there and win and get to 13-12-1. That would be absolutely fantastic if we could. But we'll see what ends up happening here for the Edmonton Oilers. So, yeah, for right now, though, friends, the Oilers just need to find a way to win, and we'll see what Chicago has for us this evening. But as we go along, friends, yeah, we're doing good here tonight, I think. The big thing is I'm just kind of taking this one as it'll come, because as it currently sits for the Edmonton Oilers, there's not much to worry about other than just keep winning, and hey, you know what? Vibes are a little bit better than they were necessarily a little while ago. So that's the big part too, is the Oilers in a much better position overall than we were a few moments ago, what it feels like 2-3 weeks ago. How much things have changed for this Edmonton Oilers squad, that's nice and all. So we'll see if that holds true here. Who was that for the Hawks? Jeff Carter scoring a goal? Jeff Carter's still in the NHL? How did I not know this? I've actually been asking myself that all season. Connor Ingram, though, getting a goal scored against him, that's kind of rough. And then third period, nail in the coffin by the looks of it here from in front. Is that, who is that in front? That's Jeff Carter again, getting a tip on that puck. Man, old man still can do it, but you like to see it. So, yeah, we'll see if the Oilers can pull through a result tonight. It's 7:59, so the broadcast about to flip over. If you are a baseball fan as well, Seth Lugo going to the Kansas City Royals. Let me tell you, the Royals are going to be low-key nasty this year. They've added Will Smith. They've added Seth Lugo, two very good veteran, big arms for them as a Kansas City Royals ball club that hasn't been very good for a couple of years. So we'll see what they can muster in the AL Central this year. Probably beat the beat the Oilers, or not the Oilers, the Blue Jays left, right, and center all year, as they usually do, no matter how good or bad they are. All right. The Oilers ready to get underway on my television set here in just a few moments, friends. We hit 8 o'clock, so we didn't quite make the pregame as long as it should have been. Been live for about 15 minutes. I was hoping to get about 20, but you look here and look at this. We did cross 10 hours watched on the pregame, so don't mind that at all. That's a good start anyway tonight, and it looks like Connor McDavid and Derek Ryan waiting for themselves. And there's Connor Bedard hopping off the bus to all the media fanfare here today. Looking like he is excited to get things going for tonight's hockey game. Carrying the Yeti mug. I have one of those Yeti mugs, by the way, but looks like there's all kinds of security and stuff getting the Chicago Blackhawks seated up for tonight's hockey game. Obviously, what should be a good one. And it was fun down there at Rogers Place. I will tell you that much. It was a blast down at Rogers Place on Sunday. I don't think I've talked about that too much. Ended up going down there and hanging out for a little bit. Didn't get down there as early as we normally do. Did get to see Timo Meier though. He was pretty much headphones in down the stairs he went as we were going up, so didn't really bother him much, but just kind of nifty still as well to see those guys kind of heading in just as we're arriving, more or less. And I think too, the cool thing about Rogers Place midday, especially on an afternoon game, is it livens up a little quicker than it necessarily does, right? It's more of a community hub that way. On a Saturday afternoon, or Sunday afternoon, the community rink's going. People are flooding in because there's nothing much more to do on a Sunday afternoon prior to a 2 p.m. puck drop in Edmonton other than get up and get to the rink. So that was the cool part here down at Rogers Place. And I think too, to be honest with you, I got probably the biggest compliment to date on Dolynny TV. I'll keep that with me for now, but it was fantastic to talk to some of the people I got to talk to down at Rogers and just literally sit there and hear some feedback. I had never in a million years thought I would hear about the channel, so that's absolutely fantastic, and I look forward to hopefully getting back up to the Sky Lounge rather soon, because let me tell you, it's been a good little experience, the Sportsnet Lounge and the Sky Lounge, in a couple of years apart. So hopefully get back up there. And I mean, for $160 a ticket, realistically, right, you get fed, you get all the pop you can drink, you get dessert as well. It's well worth your money considering what you spend for food at Rogers Place anyway. Obviously, you still have to pay for your alcoholic beverages if you do indulge, but it was fantastic to just hang out. Food's covered, right? You walk into Rogers, you don't have to pay for anything but the 50-50 if you don't want to. So that was a pretty cool situation as well. So we are excited about that. Thunderclap has Skinner changed his pads again. I don't think he's changed his pads again. I think he has 3 different sets. I think he's got his Heritage Classic, his Navy Alternates, and then his regular home blues. As far as I understand, that's what the situation is for Stuart Skinner. Yeah, hopefully that all works out here for Skinner this season in terms of rolling 3 different sets of equipment, right? The Heritage Classic pads will only come out against Calgary. The Navy Alternates haven't been used much this season, I don't think. And then as well for the Oilers, it'll be interesting to see kind of what they go to in the playoffs in terms of things. But you see, actually, what I didn't mention on my wall here the other day is in terms of Oilers jerseys currently hanging up in plain view, right? There's this one down here that you can't really see. This one, this one, this one, and this one, they're all either third or specialty jerseys, however you want to say it, right? Reverse retro, Heritage Classic, alternate. So that's kind of weird how that all kind of transitions out, right? That's hilarious. That I don't actually have a current home or away jersey sitting up on the wall. Scott, as you're saying, he used to wear those Navy Alternates in Wichita. Yeah, Stuart Skinner is definitely, if you ever get a chance to watch any interview with Stuart Skinner, no matter who's interviewing him, no matter what he's talking about, Stuart Skinner is a guy who loves to play around with things, try different things, try new things, and see what works. So that's the thing. Even if Stuart Skinner's pads equipment is checked in, he is going to always be curious about, maybe I could possibly change up these pads just to go for a different look. Like, I think he's had different helmet designs too over the past few years. So he's a guy who's not afraid to mix it up and try new things, which is fantastic to see, because you love to watch goalies have a creative side as well. It's probably the most spectacle any player on the ice can put on with their regular gear is kind of the pads, the glove, and the mask. So that's pretty exciting to see Stuart Skinner doing his job. But yeah, no, you know what? Right now, friends, we are just right now waiting for Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusk to start calling a hockey game, and we should be ready for that here in about I think Toff said 8:15, so we're about 9 minutes away from puck drop. For those of you tuning in for the first time, friends, I cannot show the broadcast. Unfortunately, it is copyright material. I'd love to show you the game, and I'd love to call it with live feed on there, although I think with the live feed it would kind of unmask some of the theatrics I'm able to do behind the scenes, doing more of a radio play-by-play style as opposed to a television broadcast, which kind of sucks. But yeah, right now, friends, we are just still waiting for the insight from Louis DeBrusk and Jack Michaels, who seem to have an extended appearance on this pregame show tonight. Gene Principe talking with Darnell Nurse, and puck drop time. Yes, puck drop time is 8:15 Mountain. So for those of you friends, I think Toff had it 10:15 Eastern, and I think as it would be 7:15 Pacific. So that's where we're at. I'm sorry, that's something that I don't usually get during the regular season. That's more of a regular playoff season kind of question, right? Is game time will be 8 and we don't drop the puck till 8:42 or something stupid. Well, you know what? Tonight another nationally televised game in the States, and that's the thing now with obviously the Oilers getting more national attention in the U.S. We're starting to have to start games at weirder times, kind of different situations, and that's where we find ourselves tonight. And Connor McDavid flowing the hair, same as Connor Bedard. You like to see it. Bedard still looks like just a young kid, even younger than McDavid did when he busted in. All right, well, friends, we are closing in on what will be a big game for the Oilers. If you're just tuning in, you kind of missed the 5-6 second ramble I had there, being generous, about how important an 8th straight win is for the Oilers, right? You go above 500, you're 13-12-1 if you win tonight. Obviously, don't underestimate the Hawks. Make sure you go out there and play a good hockey game and just take care of business, because this is, if there has ever been a winnable game on the calendar this year, it's been San Jose and it's been Chicago tonight. You lost against San Jose, you win tonight against Chicago, it kind of more or less makes up for it. And now all of a sudden you're above 500, you're 1 point back of a playoff spot, and all of us who sat there and said the Oilers are cooked look a little silly. I said it with conditions. I at least hope I made that clear, that I was like, well, if the Oilers change some things, do some things better, yeah, maybe they're not. But at the current pace they were at, my goodness, were they ever cooked, that's for sure. So, no, it looks like the Oilers should be able to manage a win tonight if they keep playing the way they have through 7 games against the opponents in this win streak. So that's where we're at, friends, as we continue along here, as I just meander my way, like I said, through the pregame. Going to take a quick check on the old watch time as well here one more time. How about that? 30 hours before puck drop. If we can hit 50 hours before puck drop, we're going to be cruising tonight, that's for sure. Should be a huge live stream. Obviously, like I said, if you are tuning in looking for me to go the full game, I do not believe that is in the cards tonight. I have got to kind of get some sleep in me. My joke all day today at work was, you know, maybe I should sleep while I'm sleeping. Always feels like I'm just still going 24/7 for some reason, but wake up more exhausted than when I went to bed. But again, that's just part and parcel. I got to take care of myself and get some better sleep once in a while, and I'll be good to go. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. I think that's John Shannon. That's our old friend John Shannon on the desk with Gene Principe right now. Gene all cleaned up after Movember, by the way. I definitely missed that beard shaving, mustache shaving event. That would have been nifty to watch. John Shannon, though, in the old timey looking suit right there. That thing looks nice and warm, by the way. But John Shannon ready to go here. He's got pictures of Warren Fogle and Connor McDavid battling Connor Bedard. And you kind of see Connor Bedard and some of the Oilers and some guys training against Connor Bedard. So interesting to see what ends up coming tonight's game when the Oilers and Blackhawks do battle here in a span of 4 minutes. Puck drop scheduled for 8:15, so we should be going to the anthems right away here. And it looks like the boys are lined up on the blue line. So, friends, we are almost ready to get this one underway. Connor McDavid on the bench right now. He's got his helmet strapped up. He's ready for this one. Connor Bedard, unstrapped helmet. He's on the bench. Of course, I think there was a benching or something for him the other day, if I was watching Lego Rocks correctly. Just seeing headlines, not really watching too much lately. But, yes, it'll be interesting to see if the Oilers can get this job done tonight against the Blackhawks, of course, who should be high flying. I think if there is any team that is looking to defeat the Oilers on this win streak, it is the Blackhawks. The Oilers are on a 7-game winning streak. Blackhawks are in 32nd place. You know what? We're tied with the Sharks. The Sharks beat this team. We can beat this team is probably the mentality in that dressing room. Right now, we've got the land acknowledgement from Chief Willie Littlechild on the Jumbotron at Rogers Place. We are about to go into the anthems right now, and we will be ready to rock and roll for this hockey game this evening. So we are about ready to go here in a matter of moments. Rob Clark, I believe, coming out to sing the national anthem this evening. So we should be good to go. And here we go. Rob Clark hits center ice just off the benches there. And he is ready to rock and roll the United States national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, for another night at Rogers Place, a 2-anthem game. You know how many times a year I mention that, it seems. But as well, keep in mind, friends, the best part here for the Edmonton Oilers this season was that U.S. anthem on the Sunday afternoon game. I don't know if you caught the broadcasts on Sunday afternoon or maybe Sunday morning, whatever the heck of time it was for you, but that was one of the most rousing editions of the Star Spangled Banner I have ever heard at Rogers Place or watched on television. That was an absolute fantastic effort by that young lady there who had been tapped as part of the Next Gen to do the anthem for the Edmonton Oilers on Sunday. All right, friends, we are ready to rock and roll here. As the Star Spangled Banner playing, they've got the American flag on the broadcast right now. Somebody's got a Connor Bedard Santa hat right in behind the Canucks Blackhawks bench. There's a random guy in a Blackhawks jersey at somewhere in the stands there. He's obviously not looking too comfortable, bunched up with a ton of Edmonton Oilers. And Robert Clark finishes the American national anthem, and now we will have O Canada to start things off this evening as Robert Clark getting things going. As Connor McDavid, of course, the first man on camera. Connor Bedard now on camera for the Blackhawks, and now you get into the crowd and the fans singing. Of course, Buddy's hauling back on a Coors Banquet, and Stuart Skinner's getting the start this evening for the Edmonton Oilers. I assume the lineup is the same, except for maybe Gagner's out and Ernie's in. I'm not really sure how that changes because obviously Gagner's been fantastic. James Hamlin's on the bench as well. Connor McDavid's there. Connor Brown's there. Everybody's ready to go. And I know it's Connor versus Connor tonight. I know I've already heard the joke. Connor Brown's going to show up over Connor Murphy. We can almost guarantee that, although Connor Murphy is a pretty good guy as well. So we'll see what ends up happening here, friends. And to those of you just joining late, welcome aboard. We are ready to rock and roll for hockey here, O Canada. Coming to an end in just a few seconds' time. Connor versus Connor, ready to get going. Neither of them will face off at center ice to start this hockey game. and we are just about ready to rock and roll. So we'll see what happens as we are done the Canadian and national anthem. And we are ready for some NHL hockey tonight here on Dolynny TV, as we are going to get the old PxP countdown here on the Jumbotron, as it will be starting up front, Darnell Nurse and Leon Draisaitl on the blue lines here. Stuart Skinner gets the start for the Oilers. We've got a new camera angle to start these broadcasts here with goaltenders. How about this? 10-7-1, 303, 887 for Stuart Skinner. So, I mean, a 2 goal or less performance tonight, and he's below 3 a game. By the way, that save percentage has a chance to creep up to about 893 if he has a really, really, really good game tonight. Peter Mrazek talked about 303, 912 save percentage, and a 780 record. Fancy that he's in Edmonton tonight. Darnell Nurse, ready to rock and roll on the blue line. 12 points in 18 career games against the Chicago Blackhawks, and we are ready for the center ice face-off, drawn back by the Hawks on the push forward, and it'll be fired in by Vlasic, who goes around the boards over to Darnell Nurse. Nurse will chip into center. Hawks get the immediate turnover, fire a shot wide over top off a stick, and this will be chipped up there by an Oilers defender that just blew a tire as well. Fogle now to the defense. The shot from the outside. Stuart Skinner gets taken down. And I mean, Stuart Skinner just made an old-timey save in net there for the Edmonton Oilers. That was an unreal save. He blew an edge, or he was taken out. I'm not really sure which. Yeah, he blew an edge and kind of bottled that one up only the way Stuart Skinner possibly could. I think it's a tip as well. Bottles it up in the midsection, catches it in the glove. I have not seen a save like that in a hot minute, but hey, what do you say? Stuart Skinner makes the first save of the game. 1-0 the shots for the Blackhawks, and there is Connor Bedard on the ice immediately to get an offensive face-off, as this one's going to come tied up in the middle of the Oilers zone. The Oilers will lift off a Hawks player, soft chip into the zone. Here's McDavid running after the puck to the left-hand corner. Can't do it. Back to the point. The shot fired down low. Not going to be able to make it through. Now on the secondary attempt, gets all the way down to McDavid. The Hawks chip it out along the boards. Bouchard gathers at his own blue line. He'll chip to the center ice area. Immediate turnover to Bedard. He fires a shot. Bottled up there by Connor McDavid, who has not taken a penalty on the play. Back the other way, the Edmonton Oilers to the attack. Nugent Hopkins across the Hawks blue line. Puck bouncing on Ekholm. Tries to drag it in front. Couldn't get it over to Hyman. The puck now tipped off the near side boards, picked up by the Hawks, and they will settle that down. That was looking like it was going to be a little bit of an issue there for both teams, as Mattias Ekholm drove that puck home, but just couldn't get the pass in front to Zach Hyman. Now the turnover at center ice fired back in by the Oilers. Kulak and Desharnais, your third pair, by the way, I guess, well tonight, so it doesn't look like anything changed. The Oilers keep along the boards. This is going to be backhanded again through the Hawks zone. Both teams whacking away at it. The Oilers get possession, blue line to blue line, near side. Vinny Desharnais drifts down to Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl far side, over to the half wall. This is going to be fired down by Kulak, kept in by Desharnais. Down along the wall now, near side corner. Draisaitl chips it in front of a stick. Picked up by Kane, back down to Draisaitl, cut off by Connor Murphy. Murphy will look to bounce off glass and out to center. That's going to land past Desharnais on the tape of Kulak. Kulak in behind Skinner. Kulak gets a little help from Skinner, who threw a little interference in front of the net. Now the Oilers will lift to center and chip in for the chase on the, well, I guess more or less just dump in right there on that one. That was a weird little play. It was a very soft chip, and that allowed Kane to get to it and set up the attack for the Edmonton Oilers. Hamblin chasing it in behind the Hawks. Mrazek. Ceci sends a man flying, gets it over to Hamblin. Hamblin in front. Ceci can't make it there, but my goodness, that was a good little fourth line shift. Started off by Evander Kane, and if the fourth line is playing positive minutes in the offensive zone, that's at the end of the day always going to be a benefit for the Edmonton Oilers. You get a face-off now, and you should be able to get the McDavid line out there, if I'm not mistaken. And you look here, the Hawks are going to kind of be the same situation as the Oilers, weak along the boards at times, and if that benefits you, that benefits you. The Oilers elected to keep the fourth line on there. They lost the draw. The Hawks into the Oilers zone, bounce off the boards to Stuart Skinner's paddle, picked up now by Darnell Nurse, who's in behind the net. He'll play off to Cody Ceci. Ceci will take it up near the right wing, fire it in at center ice, down along the left wing on the rim around the end boards, and the Hawks able to retrieve and get back to center. They're going to chip back into the Oilers' near side corner. Skinner out to play it. He'll fire it along the boards, and this one is not going to be met there by Derek Ryan. Like I said, I've watched the Oilers all season. One thing I know, they're not the greatest at board play along kind of the middle part of the zone, so it'll be interesting to see what that attributes to for both teams, because the Hawks haven't exactly managed much more so far early on. They've been good in the offensive zone, but so too have the Oilers. This one's going to be played ahead off a nice pass. There's Bedard, bar down, scores. What a goal there for Connor Bedard. I mean, that's what you're coming to watch if you paid the big ticket prices to go watch the Edmonton Oilers play the Chicago Blackhawks and Connor Bedard tonight. But that is a wicked release, and I mean, I don't even know if you can fault Stuart Skinner on that one, to be honest with you. That was a beauty of a rip there for Connor Bedard. Just kind of a mess by the Oilers defense. Bouchard gets burned, and Bedard with that quick, snappy release gets it past the bearing down Mattias Ekholm. And that is just a little bit of a breakdown in front for the Oilers. You really not at all can fault Stuart Skinner on that one. That was just wicked from Connor Bedard. I mean, that's in the net before Stuart Skinner even is moving. So that right there is tough. But hey, you know what? We're down 1-0. And if the Hawks want to push early and we want to win late, that's fine by me. Like I said, the big thing is we just win tonight at all costs. So this one's coming down in behind the Hawks blue line as the Oilers had something rolling. Couldn't get it off a tape. And now this is going to be pushed ahead down into the offensive zone for the Chicago Blackhawks. The Oilers chip off the boards, play it back in the zone just a brief moment before Foegele fires it in. Mrazek thought about coming out to play it. The Hawks. Murphy meets it. This one now picked up by Warren Foegele. He spins off a check and gets it to Ryan McLeod. McLeod back, one-timer shot, save in front by Mrazek, still loose. Comes to the near side, bounced off the boards by the Hawks. They'll lift off the wall, but hit Cody Ceci. And now the Oilers still have them under duress. Dickinson couldn't get it out cleanly. He goes D to D. And the Oilers, with fresh sets of legs on the ice, will now get across center ice and into the Oilers zone. They're going to push down deep. Mattias Ekholm leaning on his own man. Bouchard getting going. I mean, realistically, the Hawks have made some nice passes, but until McDavid just walked across the blue line, the Oilers have not had their legs moving yet. And now it seems like maybe this top line's about to engage in the game here, as McDavid has the puck now in the near side corner. He's going to walk along the boards. He'll go right to the blue line, leave it there for Bouchard, who makes one move, two moves. Shot just fired wide. Just about had it there on the far side on Mrazek. The Oilers still with the puck. They'll ditch back to the blue line. Bouchard keeps it barely onside. He'll scramble down low, try to play it off a Hawk right in front to Hyman. This one's going to rim around the end boards. And I mean, both teams look sluggish defensively. Both teams not exactly great defensive teams. Here's McDavid, the wraparound attempt blocked on the last stick and stick check, and then a force to the middle. Can't get that puck through, and then a bad bounce to the blue line beats Ekholm, and it's out to center ice. The Hawks will get a change. The Oilers tip it across the blue line and once again get it going, as they'll be back on side, but that puck hops off a stick and out of play. And despite the Oilers generating some shot attempts, they don't exactly generate shots on goal. Shots are 2-1. The Hawks lead 1-0. All right. 14:31 to go in this first period, in which is figured quite a significant start for Connor Bedard. I mean, I guess it was a given, right? Any old idiot would have bet Connor Bedard was going to score the first goal of this game. But right now, we'll see what happens for the Oilers' response, if they have one, in this hockey game. 14:12 to go here in this first period. Picked up now by Darnell Nurse over to Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl trying to pass it in front. He's got to shoot that puck in that position. My goodness, Draisaitl has passed up in the past week probably 4 goals. I don't know why he's hesitating to shoot anywhere other than the power play. Here's Nurse at the blue line. Nurse is going to peel. He tried to fire that one just off a stick on the backside of the net. Couldn't do it. Here's now an opportunity for the Hawks. They're pushing down deep, but again, Darnell Nurse, who's had a pretty good stretch over the past 2-3 weeks, able to defend that one well and get it back over to Cody Ceci as the Oilers look to break out. Hawks, though, chip it back in. Stuart Skinner almost had to make that play. Instead, it's reloaded for the Oilers at the hash marks. They'll go back down low behind to Ceci, now over near side to, I believe, Sam Gagner, who's going to play right ahead, get a tip into the far side corner. Picked up now by Hamlin, who plays it down low to Ryan. That one missed him. Gagner back to the near side blue line. Darnay fires a shot towards the net. That went way left and way into the corner. Now Gagner and Ryan down low trying to help each other out. It'll be Hamlin to the aid now as Ryan gets it free to Gagner. Gagner looks to rip this one in front. Misses that one there. This one goes in behind. Now Hamlin picks it up. Hamlin will try and get this going towards the front of the net. It's blocked. This one bounces off the stick of Darnay. Of course, you know he's got a big hands. And that one just pops up off the stick and out of the zone. But Connor Bedard scoring the first goal of the game. And I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, friends, yeah, it's a defensive gaffe by the Oilers. But hey, you know what? I got to watch Connor Bedard score a goal tonight. That is all that I really care. Right? If the Oilers lose, it sucks. But if the Oilers win this one 4-6-1, whatever the case might be, it's a good start to the game, even though the opposition team scored. So, hey, that's fine and dandy by me at the end of the day. So, now the Oilers, obviously, they've been pushing. They've had a couple chances on net here the past little bit. So, we'll see if that ends up being the case in terms of turning this one around and getting back to it. So, 1-0. I've watched this Oilers team be down worse and come back from it. So I'm not going to say they're done right now, but at the same rate, too, bad start just allowing the first goal and allowing Connor Bedard to get comfortable on your home ice. Not that, as somebody's saying here, SK is saying, not that he's not, because he's played on the home ice quite a bit over the past few years, but at the same rate, Connor Bedard, you know, and he gets a special moment. Now Connor McDavid's going to go pile up a hat trick and 2 assists and call it a hockey game. All right, Flipper Dude's popping in from work. Hudson, I hope I've answered your question 5 or 6 times over. And yeah, we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. Yeah, right now, the Oilers are down, like I said, 1-0. And if you are new to the channel, I guess they're giving us all kinds of commercial time tonight, so I'm going to take it. If you are new to Dolynny TV, it's my pitch to you right now. We're closing in on World Junior time. I'd love to have you hit that subscribe button, whether it be to come check out Team Canada, Team USA play, Team Finland play, whatever the case might be. But at the same rate as well, I'd love to have you come out and check out the channel, stick around, and come back for more of these Oilers broadcasts. Closing in on 15,000 subscribers here in the span of hopefully the end of this year, right? I'm at 13,819 entering tonight, so we can definitely make a dent in that, 20 or 30 possibly of you joining up here on Dolynny TV over the course of the next little bit. And to those of you that watch at home on your TV and you're wondering how to hit that subscribe button that you see here, it's quite simply you just scroll up on your television watching a video, scroll over to my little channel icon wherever that pops up, click on that. It'll say subscribe or what do you want to do, actions or whatever it is, and you just click subscribe through that as long as you're signed in to YouTube somehow, some way with your YouTube account. So friends, that's enough about that. Peter Mrazek getting his pads worked on here. Connor Bedard's current road scoring streak, 14 points in 10 games played, 5th longest road point streak by a rookie since 04. So I'm going to guess Ovi, I'm going to guess Crosby, 2 out of 4 of those ahead of him. I would assume McDavid may be in there. I don't know. I guess you could ask multiple questions and I'm sure you can find the answer relatively quick. All right, friends, let's keep this going here. Face off at center ice. Connor Bedard's going to take it here for the Blackhawks. It's going to be up off a stick of the Hawks, back into possession. They force it across the Oilers line, and here comes Evan Bouchard in behind his own net. He's going to rush up right the middle, look to make a beautiful pass. Here comes McDavid down the right wing. Where's the shot? Mrazek, a quick glove save, but what a play start to finish for the Edmonton Oilers right there. Evan Bouchard takes 3 strides out, drifts up the middle, puts it right on the backhand tape of McDavid, who just about goes bar down himself on Peter Mrazek, and you know McDavid's going to be juiced to be firing the puck on net tonight now that Bedard scored, but McDavid with a little half-ice rush right there, beautiful release himself. And now the Oilers win the face-off. Here's McDavid along the boards. This one's going to come back. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Tip in front, scramble around the net, doesn't go in. And this one's going to come back now the other way for the Blackhawks as Dickinson busts across the blue line. He's going to get harassed, but it's going to be the Hawks able to make the play across for the zone entry. Ekholm leans on his man, the puck around back to the near side boards. Vlasic plays it down. This one chipped in behind the Oilers' net. Now this one comes back handing, and Stuart Skinner will make the save. Wow. That was a scramble in front that I thought Zach Hyman had punched it in the net. Connor McDavid won the face-off to himself, played it to Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman directs it twice across the net and across the goal line, bounced off him right off the back of the net, and then played back in front right behind the legs of Peter Mrazek by Connor McDavid, who was looking for the bank in. And then the Hawks get a good shot on net, but Stuart Skinner, as he did on that first shot of the game, kind of bottled it up, held on for a rebound in the midsection, and didn't allow much of anything to develop there, which is beautiful to see. The Oilers under duress here early from the Hawks, who have had the better shooting chances. The Oilers have had the better chances so far. Here's a beautiful rush. Puck bounces right in front by Kulak off a glove save or a body shoulder save by Mrazek, who's been stellar on the Oilers' 3 shots so far. Here's the Hawks across the line. Murphy dishes off. Shot save made by Skinner. Rebound to a dangerous situation, but you know what? It works out. Now here's Foegele across the line. He's got that burst of speed that he has in his game. Now he's all kinds of tripped up, and that is going to be a rush for the Hawks. No penalty upcoming. 3-on-1 for the Hawks. Miscued. Talk about a miscue. Radish plays it in front after losing the handle on a one-timer. And Warren Foegele, I don't know if he ate his own stick or what, but that was rough right there for the Oilers. A blowing opportunity for Foegele to play that puck down low. Turns into a 3-on-1 back the other way. And right there in that sequence, this first 9 minutes of this hockey game, the Oilers have looked about as bad as they have all winning streaks so far. But Foegele definitely ate something up high. And then Radish just straight up fanned on that one. And if that would have been 3 weeks ago, the Oilers were playing the Hawks, and Radish was still on my fantasy hockey team, and he whiffed on that, especially given how bad the Oilers' goaltending was 3 weeks ago, I'd have been mad. I would have been unruly mad. I would have been ranting about that more than I would have been ranting about the Oilers losing. Anyway, here's Evander Kane firing this puck in. He's not going to see it go anywhere. This one's going to now come to the near side boards, picked up by Draisaitl, pushing along the dot, now into the corner. Here's a pickup trailer. Kane wired the shot. Save made by Mrazek. Nurse has got to get back on Bedard as he drifts back into position. He made the pass, did Bedard. Shot from the outside. If the Oilers want to give up those shots all day, you can bet Stuart Skinner is going to stop Khrushchev as many times as necessary on shots like that. So a good little clamp down here from the Oilers. They get a good looking shot. Puck comes back the other way and they make the save. So huge there. Mrazek played that rather small. He was really kind of tight in the net there and just kind of made a hip kind of rib save. That one, if that didn't hit the equipment quite right, that could have been a little uncomfortable, that's for sure. But fortunately for the Oilers, they get the chance back the other way and make the save themselves. Here's Bouchard, though, off the face-off win. He's wheeling and dealing behind his own net all the way to the blue line. He's got a rush of speed. He's just going to backhand that into the Hawks zone. They, in turn, backhand it back out to Bouchard as the Oilers try to bust across the line. And it's all kinds of discombobulation at the blue line here for both teams. And now the Hawks have it back the other way. They are going to get across the Oilers line. Pivot and move at the blue line. Now dumped down deep. Turned over to Bouchard again. Back the other way. High flying across the blue line. Here comes McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. Shove job! And the Oilers tie this hockey game 1 apiece. My goodness, what a beauty there from the Oilers. Just cutting off a down low dump and then turning and burning north. And that's exactly what the Oilers needed to do here. Kind of get their own chance back the other way. And that's all it took right there to tie that hockey game. Both teams have 6 or 5 shots apiece. And that's just a beautiful pass there from none other than Bouchard up ahead to Nugent Hopkins, who gets it over to McDavid, and then Nuge tucks it as Mrazek sliding to the left. He tucks it right, and Nuge, you know what, in tight. He knows how to finish those, and that's a McDavid-esque put up and shut up kind of shot. My goodness, beautiful. And not shove job, shelf job. I mean, the old thick Canadian accent on that one is rough go. But yeah, no, the Oilers shelf it for a big 1-1 goal. We like to see it. Nugent Hopkins, 6th of the season, 9:58 into the first period. It's Bouchard's 21st assist of the season. By the way, that point streak extends to what, 12 now? 12? Do I hear 12? Do I hear Bouchard at 12? We like to see it. So here we go. Into the Oilers zone. 9:28 rolling around here in this first period of play. 6-6. The shots on goal as Desharnais sees it battled off his stick. He kind of swims out of the corner. Thank you, David, for the dono there as well. And welcome into the stream as well. I caught you, but I was on a tangent at the time. As this one comes back the other way, Hamlin plays it to the middle. The Hawks cut it off, center of their own zone. Back the other way it comes as they will try to cut to the middle. Will Foligno, he backhands in on Skinner. It'll be dug out, and that's a nice play by the Oilers to make sure it gets away from Skinner as soon as possible. Turnover, though. Skinner makes another save, his 7th of the game, and all of a sudden his save percentage is hovering around the season averages. Here's CC across the center line. He'll fire in. Mrazek on a weird bounce. Decides not to play that one. Another weird hop at the blue line. Comes up and out of the zone. It hit a Hawks player just inside the blue line. We'll have a face-off to the right of Peter Mrazek, although Nugent Hopkins has leveled this game at 1 apiece. So thank you, friends, for being aboard here tonight. Really do appreciate it so far. And as we keep going, friends, it's going to be interesting to see what the Edmonton Oilers can muster the rest of this first period. What do we got? About 8:40 going. So the Oilers have time to win this hockey game still in the first period. I know it's a bit of a challenge now, but hey, you know what? Doesn't look too bad all of a sudden when it's 1-1 as opposed to what was it a few moments ago, 1-0 on a Connor Bedard goal. All right, friends. Welcome into those of you tuning in from wherever you're tuning in. Thank you for being aboard again, friends. If you are enjoying the play-by-play, that's kind of the live streaming shtick I do. I guess I could say I've done a lot of play-by-play over the course of my career. Not as much as most guys, but again, I've done some enough to say I've done a lot. So if you are new to the channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, friends. That would be greatly appreciated. Pushing for 15,000 subscribers here by the end of 2023. World Juniors mixed in there. The fact that we're only less than 1,200 away, I think it's totally doable. And as well to say, friends, if you haven't hit that like button yet on the stream, we're just closing in on 50 right now. There's 182 of you in the stream. If everybody hits the like button right now, we easily surpass 100. Again, most of you probably can't if you're not watching on a YouTube account. So even if you can, though, please consider hitting that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Just helps more people find the stream, more or less. That's really all it comes down to. And as we kind of math this out here, friends, to give you an idea of where we're at right now, how about that? We are in the first period and we're already over 100 hours watched on the stream, so that's huge. And goals in 13 games under Knobloch. How about this? Kane 9, Hyman 8, McDavid 8, Draisaitl 6, Bouchard with 5. It's been a pretty fantastic start here for the Oilers under Knobloch so far. Here's the face-off to the right of Mrazek. It looks like we're going to have a pause. Drop the puck, ref, as Patrick would scream in my ear while we're standing in the Sky Lounge. I love that. Same thought everybody has, right? When the ref's taking too long, drop the puck. As here we go, Stuart Skinner quickly out to play that puck after it comes all the way back into the Oilers zone off the one face-off. So not very often you win the face-off onto the tape of your goaltender in the offensive zone, but that's exactly what the Oilers just did. So here we go. This one's coming back over to Stuart Skinner. This is going to be bounced off the boards. Connor Brown will play it ahead. Chipped up and ahead by Leon Draisaitl, who's going to look to shoot it this time. Mrazek sprawls on it and makes the save. But Leon Draisaitl thought he had him. Mrazek was definitely in the blender and somehow, someway makes the save. Beautiful effort there from Leon Draisaitl to push through. You know he's got that power forward in his game. And Peter Mrazek sliding around in the blue paint and out into the white. Kind of rolling around there trying to make that save. And he ends up doing just that. So yeah, you know what? Right now we got to go out there and get this job done. And as I'm saying here, friends, I'm seeing a couple of you throw in the goal Oilers and come on Oilers. Yeah, you know what? I like to see it. Let's go. We got this here in this 8 and 11 left in this first period. 1-1 the score. This one won back by the Oilers. Fogle over D to D to Warren to Brett Kulak. Taken down in front is Matthias Janmark. That's going to allow the Hawks on the discombobulated Oilers attack to escape the zone as it comes on down low to Kulak, rifles it along the boards. Now another Oiler blows a tire. That's for Ryan McLeod. Turnover causes a save for Stuart Skinner, his 9th of the game. And no matter what, if Stuart Skinner can keep it together here, it'll be interesting to see if he can finish with a 900 save percentage tonight. That's for sure. So, all right, friends, I've got the itches all over the face. Obviously, you see how much facial hair is back on here. You know that the beard is starting to get back up the nose, nostrils, as it tends to happen here, friends. And this one's going to go back the other way for the Hawks. I guess they have it. It's going to be fired towards the net, kind of a little bit going back the other way. And this one's going to be played ahead. And Connor McDavid back into the attack. Career high 30 points last season. The shot fired, save not made by Peter Mrazek. And this one will be back down the other way for Stuart Skinner. And the save made for him on the dump-in. So, yeah, no, we're good to go here. Is this coming back the other way? Connor McDavid loading up. He's going to get across the blue line. He's in on the attack to the backhand, to the forehand. The attack doesn't come as the Oilers missed the pass. Middle of the ice, McDavid with another blind one. As Bedard tries that sneaky release again, he gets shoved off, and then a what for from Matthias Ekholm, who does catch him with a shoulder check this time. 6:52 to go here in this first period. And I see just a little something happening in the chat here, friends. A reminder, keep it friendly, right? There's no reason to be rude or ignorant to each other or nothing like that. At the end of the day, we're all Oilers fans here, and if you're a Hawks fan, hey, we just appreciate you watching along with us, because at the end of the day, you're growing the Oilers community little by little as well, whether you want to or not. Here we go, 6:30 to go here in the first period of play as the Hawks pick it up at center ice. That's Bedard skating in. He will look to play this puck, but instead the Hawks get it back to the blue line. The shot fired in, hops off the skate blades. Yes, the skate blades of Darnell Nurse and out of play, because guess what? Darnell Nurse stayed on his feet, and it goes up off his feet and out of play. So, yeah, that's where we're at, friends. But, yeah, you know what? Right now, I don't know if the Cats are going to come visit. This is the thing. Kind of been doing some housework the past few days after work, and fortunately that gets loud. That things get dropped, and that tends to freak out the Cats a little bit. So, yeah, no, they have been in hiding since the start of the hockey game. We'll see if they come out again tonight. 6:06 to go here in the first period of play. This one's going to be bounced off the boards for the Oilers' offensive attack. They couldn't get the backhand to dry settle, so the Hawks are going to be able to backhand along the far side boards back down to Skinner, who's out to play it. He's under duress, and he will immediately turn it over. The Hawks, though, not strong on that puck, almost turn it back to the Oilers. They, however, get it to the blue line, not safely in. The Oilers on the dump-in will gather it up far side, now near side, middle of the ice. Cody Ceci with the dump-in. He'll fire it around, and that one hops a couple of times to Derek Ryan, who shoulders a big check. Nice hard skate into the zone by Kulak to keep that onside. And here's Derek Ryan trying to backhand in front. Hamlin, though, on the whiff, quick to the puck. And here's Sam Gagner trying to keep this one onside. Late effort is allowing the Oilers to pick it up at their blue line instead. And it's going to be jammed back in by the Oilers for a brief moment. There's a Hawk falling down at center ice. Shot fired back in. Skinner out to play this one, and now picked up by Kulak, who gets it turned over in the middle of the ice. What a save from Stuart Skinner. Huge one in front to make sure that stayed out. But this one will come back down low to Mrazek. 4:54. And this one comes bouncing off the end boards for Vlasic in behind, as the Oilers will see the attack change up. McLeod's on the ice, maybe with better skate blades. Maybe got him checked up on the ice there a few moments ago, as this one's going to be bounced back in to the Oilers' end. Darnell Nurse shoving his man along the boards. Still the Oilers weak along the boards here in this first period by all accounts, and that's cost them some offensive opportunities transitioning, but also cost them some opportunities for the Hawks. Here's Nurse firing it back in. The Oilers onside on the attack. Bounces right on Mrazek. Nice hit there from Warren Fogle and Ryan McLeod getting engaged. And now here's Matthias Janmark trying to get to that puck. This is going to come free, picked up by Ceci, activating the shot. looking for the tip was Fogel, but Mrazek on the crest, able to make the save and hold on. 1-1-407. I think somebody in the chat called it earlier saying this is going to be a high-flying game, and so far so good for both teams, as the Oilers and Hawks have definitely been on the attack early on in this one. So we'll see if that maintains out here tonight. Friends, again, a reminder, just I'm pushing hard on it because I don't have as much time this evening. But if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Would love to have you aboard, good, bad, or otherwise, right, with the Oilers this season. But definitely having you aboard is always a good thing here throughout the course of the season. As we continue along, though, friends, just to give you an idea of where we're sitting on the subscribers tonight. How about that? 829 that is. So at the end of the day, when it's all added up, we're up 10 subscribers, which is a little better than anything. So we'll take it. But the Oilers doing their thing here so far, and it's looking like we're gonna rock and roll what should be a good little live stream as well, coming up on 2,000 views already this evening here in just the first period. Honestly, I ain't tired yet. You hear me out here, friends? Might be able to make that second period a happening thing, as we'll go divide out the watch time again. 111 hours. Is that what we're operating at? That doesn't make sense. 3 point. Yeah, that's what it would be. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm trying to do the math on. Yeah, there we go. That's the math. 112 hours. We're good. We're good. We got this. Connor Bedard back on the ice, though. Sorry, my distraction. That's where we're at. So we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. Connor Bedard on the attack and scoring that goal to start off our goal scoring tonight. It's good to see the Oilers obviously kind of give Bedard his special moment, right? If we're going to make a defensive miscue that costs you a goal tonight, might as well be Bedard to score the opening goal, and that ends up being the case. So now we'll see what happens here for the Oilers in this late stages of this first period. 4 minutes remain. Again, I guess we dropped the puck about half an hour ago, so this first period is clipping along, but it's good so far, as here's McDavid checking off the wall. Nugent Hopkins trying to battle this one back down low. Can't do it. The Hawks get it back to center ice. They'll flip in against Bouchard, who needs strong board presence here to make sure they don't butcher this. But lazy play by Hyman ties it up along the wall. And it looks like Bouchard might have caught Dickinson up high with a stick. Sorry, it's Ekholm that might have caught him up high with a stick. And there we go. We may indeed have a penalty here against Ekholm. Or was it a follow-through? It was a follow-through. So if they take that as a high stick, that's suspect. Actually, it caught him up in the ear. That's what the problem was. It was up high in the ear area. Kind of got up under his face mask and in there. So, yeah, I get that right there. Kind of that visor, ear hold area on the helmet. That's tough. That's tough for sure. But we'll see what ends up happening here. Now, if the Oilers can get the face-off out in center ice, as Nugent Hopkins will draw in for the Oilers. He's taken down on the swim move by Dickinson. This one comes near side corner on the play by the Oilers. So it's going to be lifted back into center. Picked up now by Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. Spin move by Connor. He is feeling it. Another blind pass, however, and turns it over right there. So that's where we're at, as this one turns back to Vlasic. Vlasic looking along the near side boards to make a center ice pass. Instead, that's going to be one of the rarest feats of all in this hockey game. An icing call that wasn't an icing call. It was tipped somewhere along the way. Okay, sure, as Matthias Ekholm plays this one ahead. And this is going to be bounced back into the Oilers zone. Here's Connor Bedard's spin move of his own. Can't come up with it. And the nice part is, so far so good. We don't have much for penalties as of yet in this hockey game. So that's good to see. 5-on-5. Both teams buzzing back and forth and back and forth. Some good wide open hockey so far. Teams have made some good defensive plays. Teams have made some bad ones. And this one's going to go back in behind. Puck played in front. Tip to the middle. Again, a blind pass there. And the Oilers will have to come back out of the zone. As I don't know how many turnovers that is so far this hockey game on just blind passes to the front of the net. Tipped out of the Hawks zone on a middle of the ice stick. Good to see there. A nice little hand-eye play but hard, tough times for the Oilers here trying to enter the Hawks zone as they turn them back at the blue line once again. We're going blue line to blue line and getting a whole bunch of numbers nowhere. I mean, I don't think anybody gets metrics for neutral zone puck play. And we have an icing call by the looks of it here against the Oilers with 2:22 remaining on the clock. As that has got to be one of the most beautiful spin moves I have ever seen. And then Connor Bedard tries to pull one of his own as he spins around, and Bouchard just kind of pokes it off his stick. Good work there by Bouchard as well. So we've got everybody kind of looking on the ice and iPads to try and figure out what's happening here in this first period, because it's been an interesting start to this hockey game. Bedard and Nugent Hopkins, your goal scorers. Connor McDavid, of course, got the assist. So too did Evan Bouchard. So that's where we sit right now. Bedard, a beautiful snipe goal kind of deal. Exactly what Connor Bedard does. Kind of, I guess, toe drag Betsy or whatever the case might be. Toe drag release, actually, is what I'm looking for from Coach Chippy. 1:48 to go here in this first period. So that one goes down low. Kulak battling that one along the boards. Here's Ryan, blind pass in front. How about that? Sam Gagner, though. That one ain't blind. He puts a top shelf, and the Edmonton Oilers take a 2-1 lead. And my goodness, where this season, especially on this win streak, would the Edmonton Oilers be without one Sam Gagner, the seasoned pro, the beautiful, the first hope of the decade of darkness? He is having a resurgent go-round with the Oilers here. Derek Ryan, what a pass. Blind as can be. The eyes in the black of his head, I guess you could say, and just a perfect play as Kulak got down there on the forecheck. Derek Ryan picks it up, and he must have heard Sam yelling. And what a play there for Mr. Sam Gagner to score his first point of the game. And Peter, you got to joke about it, but I mean, you gotta believe what ends up happening here if Sam Gagner finds a way to score a bunch more points and victimize Chicago once again in an Oilers uniform. $1:23 to go here in this first period of play. 2-1 the score for the Edmonton Oilers as the Hawks try to turn up ice. They'll bounce it off the boards and pick it as they will throw it behind. This one now down low to Cody Ceci. Ceci playing this one to Fogle. Gagner's fourth goal this season, right? Like I said, where would the Oilers be without him? Shot save made by Stuart Skinner. Derek Ryan picks up his third assist. So now all of a sudden, friends, Derek Ryan, Sam Gagner are starting to put up points. So too is a guy like Matthias Janmark. The bottom six getting hot. And by the way, 2 more even strength goals for the Edmonton Oilers in this hockey game. And not necessarily all named from McDavid and Draisaitl, as 306 from the Sticks would tell you in the comments section the other day. So here we go, friends. Face off in the Oilers zone. 1:01 to go as this first period winds into its last minute. Picked up now by Nugent Hopkins to the far side. Here's the shot from McDavid. Wires it, just missing the glove side. He's had 2 good looks. How about he's cutting in for a third one? Poked off his stick. He's looking for the fourth one. Can't get it. As Matthias Ekholm at the far side blue line plays to Bouchard. Chip pass, kind of finds the stick of a Hawk. Turnover maybe coming as the Hawks chip it down the boards. Over to Bouchard. Bouchard picks up near side pass to Ekholm. Ekholm looks to backhand to the middle. Can't do it. Hawks able to find it back the other way. Remember, the Hawks are in 32nd. They have the second worst goal differential. And the Oilers all of a sudden have climbed positive this season. 18 seconds to go. Shot save made by Skinner. And then that toe drag release in tight from Bedard stopped again as well. Hawks cycling the zone. Vlasic at the blue line. Looking to activate. He'll look to fire this puck on net. Doesn't get a chance. Back to the blue line. The shot comes in. Blocked in front. Scramble over. Shot put wide by the Hawks at the buzzer. And friends, talk about buzzing. I am buzzing tonight. I did not expect this hockey game to be as good as it is. Maybe I should have, but my goodness, friends, what a start here for the Oilers and Hawks. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, chance to refill the water, but before we do that, let's get to the scoring summary in this hockey game so far for the Oilers and Chicago Blackhawks, and what has been a fun one tonight, as the Oilers have definitely come to play this evening, and that's awesome to see. Commercial break in progress on Sportsnet. All right, let's go here. And let's go here as we'll go over here. Connor Bedard, 12th goal of the season from Alex Vlasic and Luis Crevier. Both of them 5 and 2. Connor McDavid, Evan Bouchard, both in the 20s in terms of assists this season. Pick up Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' 6th goal of the year. Sam Gagner from Derek Ryan. It's Gagner's 4th goal and Derek Ryan's 3rd assist. The metrics after 1 period of play. How about this? 14-9 the shots on goal for the Hawks. Some of them been from the outside, so keep in mind, I think high danger chances are about even, but for the Hawks, they've had some good looks, and thankful we've got Stuart Skinner in net, and we've cracked Mrazek twice. 8-5 the hits for the Hawks. Big reason that's not affecting the game as much as it should be is the Oilers have 12-8 in faceoffs, and the only reason the Hawks are doing near as good as they are on the shot clock is they have 6 giveaways from the Oilers, and by the way, the Oilers also have had the puck taken away 8 times by the Hawks, and they've only taken it away 3 times. So again, the I guess stick work, body work metrics definitely going to the Blackhawks early in this hockey game, and they also have 8-5 in the blocked shot category. That's where we find ourselves after 1 period of play. Wait, thank you so much as well for hitting that dono button in the goal. Yes, the Oilers scoring the 2-1 goal. Friends, for those of you joining along tonight, really do appreciate you being along for the ride this evening. And what I will say is I'm just going to throw it on the subscribe ad for a brief moment. I'll be back in a few seconds time. I will sit there and move that down low for you, so as that kind of allows the scoreboard to populate, and I'll be right back here on Dolynny TV for the first intermission. And well, I was not going to do the second period, but we finished before 9 p.m., so we'll get the second period going. All right, friends, we are rocking and rolling here into this intermission. Obviously, what can we say? The Oilers are up 2-1, but this one more so feels like that Minnesota game as opposed to any of the other games on this win streak so far, I guess you could say. Minnesota game, really the Oilers hadn't won it at all until they actually won it. So maybe this kind of game against the Hawks, again, you got to win those ones too. So if they can do it, that would be fantastic. And if the Oilers find a way, like the Flames often find a way, then we're going to be just fine and dandy. But right now, the Oilers up 2-1 for the game. Hopefully they, like I said, find a way to just get going here in this second period and blow the lid off, right? That didn't make a whole bunch of sense. I'm trying to pay attention to the TV, but that's not quite working out in my favor. So I don't know where we're currently at, friends. I think right now we got to go out there and see if the Oilers can go out and win this hockey game. That would be a beautiful thing. I'm not seeing much that I'm missing in the chat tonight, I don't think. So we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. But yeah, no, it's absolutely wild that the Edmonton Oilers came out and played the way they did tonight. That's for sure. I thought they might get the message this time around and go out there and kind of throw it at the Hawks and just run them out of town. Starting Connor Bedard's goal off as the first one of the game, that was a questionable idea. Obviously, that's why we are where we are, because it didn't quite work out in our favor, right? That's the tough part. You would have liked to see the Oilers come out with a much better effort than giving up the first goal to Connor Bedard. But hey, that's just me. All right, friends, let's see what we are missing here to start this hockey game through the first period of the game. I don't think there is anything else right now. Yeah, let's see here. I don't think there is anything. Nothing. Is that a Connor McDavid? That's a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins photo. I'll take that for the old post game, right? We might as well. I assume that I'll have a post game tonight as long as I don't fall asleep on you guys, especially as long as I don't fall asleep live on stream. That's going to be the big key here tonight as well. So let's go put this out, and that'll work just dandy right there. So awesome, friends. We are ready to roll through this intermission. If you are just tuning in or you missed the first period and a little bit of it, whatever the case might be, Connor Bedard, like I've been alluding to, scored his 12th goal of the season to start off our scoring from Alex Vlasic and Louis Crevier. Then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scored his 6th of the season from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard. McDavid's 27th assist and Evan Bouchard's 21st keep that point streak alive. Sam Gagnier's 4th goal of the season from Derek Ryan's 3rd assist allows us to get up to, yes indeed, how about that, 2-1, despite being outshot 14-8 this evening. So that's where we're at, friends. We'll see what ends up being the case this evening for the Oilers as we transition into the second period of play. But as it currently sits right now, the Oilers would like to go out there and just dominate the second period of play. That would be a huge help if they decided to do that. So yeah, no, friends, I don't think there's much else for us to do right now, as right now I think we should be good to go. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. Sorry, I think Jack Michaels just refreshed something. All 3 goals in this game have been scored by players who broke into the league at 18. It seems funny. You got Nugent-Hopkins, you got, of course, Connor Bedard, and then Sam Gagner is one of the 3 guys in that situation. But the funny part about Sam Gagner being one of those 3 guys, when he was drafted, he was a hotshot kid, right? So you got to think he was doing something that hadn't been done in years. Guys busting in at 18 and really succeeding as a not number 1 overall pick. But no, it's funny to think that that's a true stat there from Jack Michaels to start this hockey game. I definitely wouldn't have thought about that at all. So there we go, friends. We are rolling through this hockey intermission. Obviously, I'm just on a lot of commercial break. I don't think there's much really to report. I'll give you an idea where we're sitting on watch time so far, because that's obviously been a pretty interesting stat to start tonight. 159 hours. And just to give you an idea where we're sitting on subscribers as well this evening. 13,831. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, definitely do that. But again, friends, I will remind you there's 145 of you along for the ride tonight. I see a bunch of faces in the chat that probably haven't hit that like button yet. So if you could definitely hit that like button this evening, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Honestly, I always target 100 likes for a full game. If we can hit 75 tonight, I think we'll be doing all right. But yeah, no, we should be good to go here this evening, as we're just gonna wade our way through the intermission, and then hopefully get back to the hockey game prior sometime before 9:15 would be ideal, and then we can really put together what should be a quick second period, and then we can get to bed. So yeah, ready to rock and roll. But friends, as we are, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in this evening, glad to have you in the intermission edition. I guess really to say there's not much to talk about from this first period. The Oilers on a winning streak as they have been. They're up 2-1, so I'm not concerned about what they did in the first. I'm concerned about what they do here the rest of the way home in the next two periods. I'll probably go back upstairs after the second period ends, start eating a little bedtime snack, I guess you could say, throughout this third period, and then get to the post game, and then go to bed. As John Shannon writing something down last second, Bob Stauffer's got a whole bunch of notes in front of him, and John Shannon's got his phone out there so he can tell you what's going on this Oilers game as well. But friends, welcome aboard. Thank you for being aboard as well. To friends new and old, I guess you could say, is that's the crazy thing. The bigger this whole shenanigans that we do every hockey game gets, more people will come along for the ride day in, day out, and it's getting hard to keep up with sometimes. Honestly, I know there's some people that say, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm looking at the name like, this sounds familiar, but I don't know why. And yeah, either way, nice part is over the span of the last few live streams, the Edmonton Oilers keep on winning. And even despite having a bad first period, they're still up 2-1. I mean, you should be on the Chicago Blackhawks, let's be honest. And here's Vlasic making a beautiful 55-foot pass onside to Bedard, who roofed down on that goal. And look at that reception by Bedard at the blue line, presenting the target, putting it far side, glove hand on Stuart Skinner. I mean, that's huge. And that guy along the glass was jacked up for Connor Bedard's first goal in Chicago's first game in his career against Edmonton. So yeah, we're just meandering along through this intermission. John Shannon trying to listen along with Bob Stauffer, and he's got something to say. John Shannon has something to say tonight. And I mean, John Shannon's watched a lot of talent come and go in the NHL over the course of his career, and still kept that goatee going as well. Good to see. Whew, take a breath, Tice. You're running out of oxygen, buddy. As I know one thing, again, still the cat's in hibernation after all the construction work upstairs. Like I said, I was mentioning that I'm not quite a handyman by any stretch of the imagination. Got a little bit of help on it as well, but big thing is a little renovation project that I wanted to make sure I got to this week. And seems like it's coming along. It looks beautiful up there so far, and we'll see what the finished product looks like in a week or two's time, as still got to choose some things to go with it. But yeah, no, Connor McDavid, talk about that guy, and putting in the work tonight. He's had a good effort so far. An assist. He could have had 2 or 3 goals in that first period if he would have just glanced the puck off Mrazek instead of letting him touch it. But yeah, you know what? Hopefully for the Oilers here, McDavid decides to push through and see what happens. But David, did I ever play hockey at all? No, to be honest with you, friends, that's the great secret to Dolynny TV, is I never really played hockey growing up. I think I owned a couple pairs of skates when I was 4 or 5, never really learned to skate. My family was quite busy running business back in the day, so limited time to do a lot of stuff, so we never really got our chance to go to the rink and stuff. But I did treasure skating and stuff early on. Unfortunately, never really materialized to something that I did regularly. However, over the course of the next few years in high school, I was able to learn to skate rather decently, right? For a guy that never learned early on, I can at least stay on my feet and move around pretty well. But yeah, no, it's something that I wish I had done, but instead I get to sit here and live out the dream via the broadcast route instead. So it's not a bad situation at all. And as well, I'm not a guy who I think could eat a stick to the mouth or take a puck off the leg, let me tell you that much. So total respect for what a lot of the minor pros do, because those guys are warriors. The NHL guys, yeah, they get the best of the world, right? 2-1 for the Oilers over top of the Hawks after the first period of play. We are just about to get back to the second period intermission, or second period of action, sorry, I should say. Let me go here. 26 97. What's the math on that, friends? I guess that would be the math, hey? 170 hours, so we can pretty much call it a stream after 200 hours. And normally the goal for an entire live stream is about 250 during the regular season. Well, we're going to dummy somewhere north of 250 by the end of the second period. I can almost guarantee that. That's pretty crazy here, friends. Stony, welcome aboard. Glad to see you along. Stephanie, welcome in. Rose, if I missed you as well. Northern Farm Girl, thank you for being aboard as well. Appreciate you always tuning in. And OILERS Source, obviously Toph over there doing some good work for us tonight. That's for sure. Yeah, but we keep rocking along tonight as we're going to get one more commercial and then we should be good to go for Edmonton Oilers hockey here in a matter of moments. I guess you might be tuning in for Connor Bedard. I guess that could be happening. Not that I think it should be happening, but again, you're welcome. You're welcome aboard anytime, anywhere. As we just go along here, just kind of taking stock of where we're at through 2 periods of play, friends. Hopefully a little bit better off than where we're at currently, but again, not sitting too bad at all right now. Gams, you're having fun cheering for the Hawks as well, so I'm glad to see you along. And friends, that is for sure, as David's saying as well. I do get a lot of Google search traffic for Edmonton Oilers hockey games, so it's kind of the beautiful thing is almost guaranteed every game we get some new faces in here. Some folks that can't find the game, they end up sitting here listening to me play-by-play before I acknowledge them, and it ends up working out for a span of a playoff run, right? That's what ended up happening last year. I think it was crazy, actually, at one point last year. There was a Boston Bruins game. Both of them were just nuts here in Dolynny TV live streams. I still can't believe it. They're the top 2 rated live streams all time outside of playoff games. And it was unreal to see kind of the excitement there against the Bruins. And I knew, oh man, these playoffs are going to be special. And that ended up being the case. Was the playoffs, the 2 rounds, despite missing 2 games against Vegas due to some cat-related injuries. It was quite a special run there against LA and Vegas. Simon marks out of 1,000 so far for the Oilers, really about a 200. You know what, and the only reason you get a 200 is 100 for each goal, because it's been a rough go for the Oilers so far this hockey game in terms of defending well. So you see here the Oilers doing the shirts off our backs campaign again. I think they do that 2 or 3 times a season. I'm sure you'll see it one time this year against the Calgary Flames when we wear the Heritage Classic jerseys. I almost guarantee that will be the case. And right now, friends, we are going to see Connor McDavid and company get ready to go for this second period of play. So here we go. Let's see what happens here as Connor versus Connor resumes for another period of action, friends, as we are up to 76 likes. So it is all bonus money, bonus winnings, whatever you want to say. The Oilers win the face-off. Hey, talk about winning to start this second period. Nurse off glass to the blue line. Oilers trying to soft chip past a defender for the Hawks. That's Dickinson. Nice play by Drysdale out to the middle, now far wing. This one's played to the middle again by CC. Brown trying to play it there, couldn't do it. 19:41 to go, as we're going to see this one bounce back by the Hawks, picked up now by Connor Brown, who scored Sunday against the New Jersey Devils, may I add, albeit it was waved off as he gets eliminated along the boards. Kane heavily in there in support of his teammate, sees the puck bounce to a Hawk, and it'll be flipped to center, picked up by Nurse, who bounces it off the boards to center ice, blue line again of the Hawks, though this one now in control in the Oilers' end by Matthias Ekholm. That's been the thing, following the puck in the neutral zone tonight. It's been a crapshoot as it's just kind of been bouncing back and forth blue line to blue line, and this one instead picked up by Zaitsev. He'll load up for the Hawks attack. This one cut off at the blue line by the Oilers, dumped in by the Hawks as Nugent-Hopkins gathers over to Bouchard, who rims it around the boards all the way up to the blue line. Nice pass there. It allows the Oilers a free and clear lane into the Hawks end. Nugent-Hopkins button hooks to the blue line for a brief moment before sending it down low for McDavid. The shot from Bouchard blocked in front. It's good to see his offensive instincts have come to play yet again tonight, as this one turned over by Connor McDavid trying to get through traffic. Nugent-Hopkins closet, like I said, in the neutral zone, which has been clogged up all afternoon, all evening, all night, all morning, whenever you're tuning in to right at this current moment as McDavid loads up. He'll dance through. Can't get that job done by the Blackhawks defender. And now this one will be turned back the other way. Nice. Hefty little chip into the corner. A good healthy bounce off the boards. And Ekholm's able to gather this one up. This one will come to the near side boards. Nugent Hopkins will play it along the wall. McLeod bounces it down low, and I'm hoping to get a commercial break here now, or some kind of stoppage in action. I got a comment I got to get to that I got to make sure I mention. 17:50 to go here in this second period of play. 14-8 the shots on goal for the Hawks. If you're wondering why I haven't said anything about the hockey game in this past 30 seconds, there ain't nothing to report. Here's Warren Foegele coming along the near side boards across the Hawks blue line. McLeod's got inside position on the dump in. He's going to win this puck battle down low to Foegele. Fogel's going to go in front. Again, a puck misses everybody, and the Hawks trying to chip it out. The Oilers, though, gather and chip down low by Kulak. Here's Janmark trying to play it back to the blue line. That puck misses terribly off a Hawks stick, and this one will come back in behind the Oilers net, loaded up by Janmark. Janmark going for a skate. He's cutting through the neutral zone. He's loaded up across the Hawks line. Puck to the middle, deflection in front, misses from Ryan. This one's going to be chipped back into the Oilers' end. Nurse got to hustle after it for the icing call. He gets it with 17:03 to go. We'll have a face-off to the left of Mrazek. But, Rick, you're asking on the good old timeline on our good friend, Mr. Dylan Holloway. Well, let me think about this one here. I think we heard from Knobloch sometime this weekend about, last week late or sometime during the weekend, about Holloway possibly returning soon. I think sometime around Christmas is the timeline. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't catch the full update, but Dylan Holloway progressing to be back rather soon. I think the joke would go take Christmas off, talking the New Year. This one, though, back in behind. Kane trying to wrap it around. Can't get it on goal. This one played to the middle. Here's the cut to the inside, outside by Entwistle. Couldn't get past the Oilers defense. The Oilers then miscue a pass through the middle. This one picked up by Vlasic back into the Oilers zone. Shot save made by Skinner. And this one's going to come all the way back to Connor Murphy in his own end as Mrazek thought about coming out to play it. Couldn't pick up that puck. And here's Murphy looking to make the pass out from behind the net. Nice little dance there in front by Gagne. Now played to the near side. The Hawks are going to bounce off boards and get to center. Chipped into the Oilers' end, and here's Desharnais going chasing into the corner against, Dickinson, as this one comes along the boards, rimmed to the near side boards as Murphy will pick it up in the Oilers' end. Hash marks dump in down in the corner, misses everybody. Janmark not out there, that's Hamblin going after that puck, as this one will be picked up now by Kulak. And I'm all kinds of discombobulated for the real first time in this game on the Oilers' defensive zone, as that one's going to bounce off an Oiler all the way down to Mrazek. Just kind of a good zone clear from the Oilers. Got the tip at center. And now 15:36 to go. The Hawks reset in their own zone. 14:8 to go here in this second period of play. This one puck played in the middle of the ice. Nice little tip play onto the tape of Bedard. Broken up by the Oilers back the other way now. Ekholm. He'll play off to the far side wing. That one's cut off. I don't know how that's not offside. The Oilers still don't know either, as that's going to be running to the boards there is Nugent Hopkins, as he forced the loss of the sticks against Phillips. And now the Oilers trying to out-muscle the Hawks D for a puck in the offensive zone. Hyman doing his best to free it up. Ekholm now in there in support. Ekholm wins the battle. He'll turn it over immediately, and the Hawks are able to chip up off the dasher and get out into center ice territory. Hawks get back into the Oilers zone, and I am getting tired. I have not watched this many missed passes in a long while. This is looking like a sloppy Sunday afternoon Junior B hockey game or something here. A lot of APs in the lineup and a lot of missed passes from both teams, as this one comes in behind to Janmark, who's now on the ice. Tyson, good eyes, good eyes. Ekholm will look to drift a shot on net. We have not had a shot through the first 5.5 this period, and again a pass to the middle. The Hawks have jammed up the middle of their front of the net, and obviously two of the Oilers scoring a goal on that play, but only one so far, as McLeod will rush it over to Bouchard. Bouchard, a nice dance and move, turns it over at the blue line on the backhand. Hawks to the attack, jumps off the stick of McLeod. This is not going well in the Oilers zone. McLeod's still under dress. This one back to the blue line. The shot drifts in, blocked in front by the Oilers, and it's going to be worked by the Oilers now. to the middle of the ice and picked up in a hurry by Matthias Janmark, who's got those wheels when he needs them, and he's across the blue line setting up the attack near side now. Nurse along the hash marks. Oh my goodness, danger in front, but Ryan McLeod couldn't jam it home. And this one now picked up by Nurse again. Can't get it through. Here's Kane trying to rush for that puck. He wins it. Now Kane will work to the middle. Can't again get the pass on the stick because the Hawks took it away. And this one's now going to go shot fired, blocked. And now there's Kane firing it off the chest of Mrazek, but the net pops off the moorings and we will have a stoppage in play. And my goodness, the Oilers rushing that puck on net here frantically over the past 45 seconds in the Hawks zone, and whether it be Nurse, Kane, or McLeod, nobody able to cash in the third goal of the hockey game. What a weird runaround that was in the Oilers offensive zone. And as Toff's mentioning there in the chat, yes, keep an eye on Derek Ryan. It looked like they showed a replay going to commercial break. He got stapled into the half wall, so we'll see if he's okay to keep going in this hockey game. But as we keep rolling, friends, I'm feeling fine tonight. I did not expect to feel this dangerous. I guess sleeping all day, even at work, was able to wake me up for the evening. I'm not sure what I did, but things are going good here, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Oilers tonight. They're just forcing it to the middle of the front of the net there against the Hawks, and they are missing pass after pass after pass, and it seems that the Oilers just can't seem to chip in front to score a goal so far this hockey game. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Oilers can do the job this evening. But Mr. Doom, thank you for hanging out on the live stream. Do appreciate you being aboard for the ride, but hey, we'll catch you in a little bit. And Zach's at the Oilers game right now, probably able to confirm that the Oilers got to stop passing in the front of the net. Hey, you know what? That's kind of the old U13, U11 tactic, right? Pee Wee Bantam stuff. Maybe try passing to the defenders, pass for a shot from the blue line. Just saying. Yeah, that's where we're at. And Zach, for you tuning in from the Oilers game, I'll answer the question on the Renegades jersey behind you. For those of you that don't know, this is just a brief moment in the break. For those of you that don't know, thanks to the playoff run last year, I was able to go out and sponsor some youth hockey jerseys this season. So a little something passed along from you guys back home during the playoffs. I was able to repackage that and gift that forward to the U13 RMAA Renegades B squad in terms of some fancy third alternate jerseys. That was their choice. I came in with a color scheme. I was going Oilers. They chose kind of the Nasher flame scheme, and then pink, blue, and green. Kind of that flashy, if you would, look. And trust me, it looks flashy on the ice with good lighting, let me tell you that. The face-off in the Hawks zone, tangled up there by the Oilers on the zone exit by the Hawks. There's 3 men down in the half wall, and this one just continues to bang around those boards there in the Hawks zone. Cece's going to play it as this one's picked up again by the Oilers. Kane, Brown losing the battle. Hawks back the other way. Nice defensive stick by Nurse to turn back the attack for a brief moment. Hawks are able to pick it up in the Oilers zone, turn back down low as they will try and work this one back to the blue line. Murphy across the shot, fired, blocked in front somehow, some way. Jackpot, by the way, for the 50-50 over just about to $1 million. The Hawks have 14 shots in this hockey game, now almost halfway through, which, by the way, at the end of the first period, they had 14. So the Oilers have kept them shotless 7.5 in here, and the Hawks just managed a tip on a line change down to Stuart Skinner. Zach, appreciate that. And it seems like the Oilers may be starting to dictate control a little bit more on this one if they would just figure out how to pass the puck around, as Darnell Nurse called off Connor McDavid, and we're going to load up the boys just like it's a power play here on this attack, and was looking like what it might have been. But yeah, this is kind of weird right now for the Oilers, as they just cannot seem to gear up the attack. But the Hawks, obviously being in 32nd place, aren't gearing up much of anything outside of Connor Bedard this hockey game themselves, as the Hawks will fire it back in. This one tips off an Oiler. This is the most painful hockey to watch, where each team just handles it for 10 seconds, gives it back to the other. How about this? The Oilers have an attack going, but Vlasic able to defend that one on the shot from Hyman. And this one back to the near side pass for Ekholm. The Hawks are pretty much 500, 5-4, 5 at home, 4 away on the road when it comes to wins road versus home. As here's Hyman down low. He's going to work this one in the middle of the ice back to the blue line. There's a pass to the blue line. Hey, what do you say? And then a pass immediately to the middle again that gets broken up by the Chicago Blackhawks, because of course that's exactly what would happen. And this one's going to be picked up by the Oilers at their own blue line. That's a trip by Hyman that he gets away with. We have literally had no penalties so far, and Bouchard keeps Bedard to the middle of the ice away from Skinner as the puck trickles into his glove. And we will have another stoppage in play. So the Oilers and Hawks engaged in a really tight checking, you could say, tight 2-1 hockey game, as neither team really given up many inches of the ice, despite the Hawks now having 16 shots on goal. So right now in tonight's game, the Connors, Connor Murphy yet to do anything. And same with Connor Brown, whereas both other Connors have a goal and an assist, right? I said it would be the battle of Connor Brown and Connor Murphy, and I guess that might be the battle to see who does less this evening. The shot drifted by the Oilers to the net from the blue line gets through. Mrazek makes the glove save, holds on for a whistle. 10:37 to go. Desharnais gets another shot on net. 17-11 the shots on net for the Oilers. As Gillis TV joins the Blue Wrench crew for this evening, we've had Patrick stop by. I missed him there. I was going on the play-by-play and didn't even get into talking to Patrick there, but sure he might still be lurking if I end up saying his name. Never know, but Gillis TV joining as well. Friends, you've seen his video up there on the community tab today. Brett Kulak gets this D-to-D over to Desharnais. The shot drifts off a body, took a weird hop that, you know, it's tough to read on the TV, but that one looked like it might rainbow into the net for a brief moment. This one back to the blue line. Here's Desharnais, who's got some instincts of his own to work with out there. He goes to the front of the net, the big man, as this is going to be a shot from Kulak. Again, that puck hops up and over top of the net, and that's going to be a big hit in front there by, I believe, James Hamblin. And the Oilers continue to work this puck. They've got 5 attackers in the offensive zone, and that's going to be Gagne wristing it into the crest of Mrazek for another save for this hockey game for the Hawks. But the Oilers coming with some fierce pressure here over the course of this period. Teams that the Hawks have beaten this season: Pittsburgh, Toronto, Vegas, Florida, Tampa, Toronto, Seattle, Anaheim, St. Louis. Really, outside of Anaheim and St. Louis, that's a good-looking bunch that Chicago's beat this year. So Chicago, similar to San Jose, catching teams on off nights. Dale, I agree with you. Let's go Oilers. Let's get this going here, friends. Draisaitl now on the ice with Foegele and Janmark, so I'm not sure if McLeod is potentially banged up, but they're going to draw in Janmark for the face-off, load up Draisaitl in the 1T position. They lose the face-off. Hawks get an easy chip down the length of the ice. Hustling back is Darnell Nurse. And friends, I mean, you have watched it just as I have. Darnell Nurse under Paul Coffey has been absolutely unbelievable compared to where he's been at most times over the course of his career. It's been fantastic to see Mr. Darnell Nurse kind of earning that paycheck, some might say, the past little bit. Here's Draisaitl loading up Foegele in the one-timer position. Foegele instead pokes it ahead along the boards, comes in behind to Janmark. Draisaitl back to Janmark, now to the blue line as Ceci hesitates, makes a nice pass to Draisaitl. The shot drifts over top of the net again. The Hawks blocking everything here in this second period. A third time here in the past minute, it feels like, as this one's drifted on net. Takes a hop off a Hawk on a block. And how about that? It goes on to Mrazek. Back the other way though. The Hawks load up the attack. A nice play right on the tape for Bedard if he could have gotten the bounce to settle. But instead, here comes the Oilers attack back the other way as Draisaitl plays it down low. Can't do it. Phillips plays it off the boards back to the blue line. I don't know where that one went. It went straight up in the air. The Oilers try to get it back. They do. Look into the middle of the ice. That one gets past Nurse and everybody. And Cece able to come up with this puck. And like we said, the Oilers are moving tonight. So are the Hawks. That puck is whipping around there. And for the 32nd place Hawks, they're doing not too bad of a job doing their job tonight, which is make sure they give the Oilers an honest effort, who are on a current 7-game win streak. This one, Ekholm and I don't know who, Foligno, get tangled up, and they both go down. The Oilers attack into the offensive zone. Here comes Ryan McLeod out there with Brown and Kane. So they've kind of switched up that second and third line. Fair enough. Fogle and Janmark have been buzzing. Give Mr. Ryan McLeod a little boost in confidence for his good positioning lately. And you got to think that maybe giving different line mates not necessarily a bad idea, as Kane's going to get engaged here, I think, according to Oilers source. But yeah, no, it's been a good go here from the Oilers in this second period. Hawks have still had some chances, but through 12 minutes, no, it's been a good effort from both squads. And hey, this is what we were promised, right? A best on best, Connor Bedard versus Connor McDavid, and the rest of the teams have both shown up. It's not just Connor versus Connor, and it's been a good hockey game so far. So I'm pleasantly surprised. There's a reason I'm still live at the end of the day, right? I could have very easily tuned out of here, but no, it's been a good hockey game so far. Yes, I am. And let's give him the update. There we go, friends. We are, yeah, as Gillis TV just texted me, oh, looks like you are streaming the full game. Yeah, it very well might be one of those 8 o'clock starts that gets streamed the full way through. Whether I like it or not, that's just going to be the case. 225 hours watched on the stream. So, like I've been saying all stream, it's very likely that this stream ends up with 250 or more by the end of all of it. Anna, welcome in. Glad to have you along for the ride again. Long time no see, but glad to have you aboard again. And, well, friends, we are doing our thing. Stuart Skinner made that saved and that stoppage of play. I never really followed up on that. I thought Kane was off camera getting into something according to Toff, but I must have missed that. So, yeah, no, hopefully the Oilers can find a way to get brewing up a goal here and get us going. I think if we go to old Twitter here in a matter of moments, I don't think there's anything really we need to be aware of, other than we noticed that, yes, indeed, Knobloch has flipped Draisaitl and McLeod so far here tonight. So you look at this, we're watching all kinds of instruction here for, I think, what you would say the Oilers and, of course, the Connor Bedard connection. Nugent, Connor Bedard 8 years ago. That is crazy. Here we go. This one's going to bounce into the Canucks. I wanted to say Canucks zone all night. Blackhawks zone tonight. As Nugent Hopkins comes up with it on the nice chip by the Oilers. Perfectly weighted. Here's Hyman in behind the net. He's going to drag in front. That one bounces off of the pads of Mrazek again. So the Oilers starting to open up that middle of the crease and possibly looking for just a garbage goal here to put up 2 on the Hawks so far. Which would go 3-1. Here's McDavid back the other way. It feels quiet in here. The furnace just kicked out. Shot comes in from Bouchard, and Hyman jams in front. That one was discombobulated right onto the tape of McDavid, who passed it immediately to Hyman, who got a good shot. And this one's going to come back the other way here now, as this one picked up by Connor McDavid. He'll get up the ice quickly. This one dances through the middle. Here's McDavid, the shot. Fired. Mrazek, the save. But McDavid is, as always, feeling it tonight. You love to see it. It's been a good hockey game so far, friends. If you are just tuning in, we've been treated to a beauty so far. And obviously that is evidence and proof in the pudding, because I keep watching the watch time creep up here. And normally as the views go up, the watch time starts to normalize quite low. But, friends, we're over 412 for watch time so far this hockey game. So I would assume that everybody is very well vested in what has been a good hockey game so far. This one face off to the near side boards, won by the Oilers in the Hawks zone. Chance comes down low. 55 high danger chances on goal for Zach Hyman. Most in the NHL. You would assume that that bodes well for the advanced stats for the Oilers. Miss past the blue line. This one comes back down low to Darnell Nurse in his own zone. He's going to drift right in front of Stuart Skinner. Bounce off the boards, look for Janmark. Janmark can't get that pass. Draisaitl out there with Janmark and Fogle, by the way. They've been switched, and this one's going to come down to Stuart Skinner, who tapes it and then gloves it and makes a quick play to make sure that one goes no further, as Gutman got quickly in the face of Darnell Nurse, but the Oilers quick to cover that one up and stop that play. As Darnell Nurse now starting to earn that contract, as Flipper Dude's saying, as it's been kind of one of those things. The increased play is starting to take effect for the Edmonton Oilers and kind of the confidence we have in our guys in the lineup night in, night out, right? The lineup hasn't changed much over the course of the 7-game win streak, and definitely has not changed since the 5-gamer. So 6:54 to go here in the second period. The Oilers have 26 minutes and 54 seconds to win their 8th straight over top of the Hawks tonight, as this one will be a face-off in the Oilers' end. Janmark scrambles it nicely onto the tape of Nurses. That's a beautiful bust him up the middle play to Fogle from Janmark, from Dries. Here comes down low. Draisaitl got knocked down. Cece's going to play it off the boards to Draisaitl. This one in front. Tipped home by the Hawks. Oh, what a bad bounce in front. That, when you are in last place, as the Oilers know so many weeks ago, that will go against you every time. Zaitsev tips it top shelf on the, well, not sprawled, but sliding Mrazek. And that is a gift goal for Draisaitl, who has hesitated to shoot over this winning streak. Scores an absolute rough one for the Hawks. Draisaitl blew an edge in front of the net. Gets the puck off the bounce off the boards from Cece, and he just rifles it to the middle of the ice, looking backdoor for whoever's in the corner there. I think that's Janmark, but he just looks for the pass across, and Zaitsev tips a lucky one home on Mrazek, who could not hold it down. And yes, sirree, that's a huge goal, and I think that should be a goal just credited to Draisaitl. No assist for Cece, as Zaitsev puts it home himself. Sam Gagner will look for this one in the corner of the Oilers, immediately back to the attack. Draisaitl's 12th goal of the season. Kulak back at the blue line. He'll pass it in the middle of the ice, as Cece and Gagner will pick up assists. They will be credited because of a deflection, and you like to see it. Gagner now with a multi-point night against the Hawks, and only 6 shy in the third period and change here in the second of an 8-point performance. So you like to see it here, as this one's going to be flipped back to the blue line for the Hawks, as they kind of drifted it in there. Now they'll hammer it into the Oilers zone. Stuart Skinner near side pass to Kulak. He'll play it up along to Hamblin. Hamblin finds the tape and Nurse. And here's the thing, the Oilers have the lines blended up a little bit here in this second period. I don't know, maybe somebody's out of rotation or something on that fourth line, because Derek Ryan might be injured. That could possibly be the cause for concern. But this one fired to the middle of the ice in the blue paint by the Hawks. Skinner had it hit him. He gets credit for another save. He's got 17 on 18 shots so far. And this one's being drifted down low, and instead Ryan McLeod is now on the ice with Kane and Brown. So just a kind of jumbled up line change right there. But now with 5:05 to go in this second period, the Oilers and Hawks, 18-15 the shots for the Hawks, 3-1 the score for the Oilers. And now off and running into the zone is McDavid. He gets interfered with, as is the usual, pushing along the boards for him. And now 4:50 to go here in this second period of play. Knocked back into the Oilers zone. Bouchard cuts it off. Ekholm picks it up. Turnover for the Hawks, drifted wide of the net by Gutman. Picked up now middle of the ice by the Oilers. Chipped to the near side boards in front of the Oiler bench. As Connor McDavid cuts to the middle of the ice, he'll work to the near side blue line. Here's Hyman cutting down the wing. Shot on. Save made by Mrazek, and we continue on what's been a, what's been so far a 3-1 hockey game through 35 and a half minutes for the Oilers. So friends, if you are new to the channel, what I want to say is please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. You'll see here I've got this fancy graphic for it. Of course, trying to hit 15,000 by the end of the year. I hit 10,000 this year. Be a dream to hit 15,000 in the same year, and right now up to 13,835. So what do we got? 11:65 to go here in the rest of the year. World Juniors live streams in this same format coming to you here soon. So keep that in mind. We'll be close to action here in about just over 2 weeks' time. Well, actually, just in 2 weeks' time. Crazy. Boxing Day is 2 weeks away. We will be doing World Juniors play-by-play here on Dolynny TV. Now, also to give you an idea of what we got going on, friends, just to say we are now safely over 250 hours watched on the stream, so it is all bonus from here on out, my friends. Glad to have you aboard. I am going to, however, send you an ad here just to see if the ads get through, and I'm just going to quickly make sure we haven't missed any super chats along the way. David and Awake, again, thank you if you're still tuning in, for being along for the ride tonight and hitting that dono button. But friends, we are definitely blitzing along into the end of this second period. The Oilers so far so good. If you haven't had a chance yet to go take a gander at the linked video up top in the pinned chat, make sure to do that. That's my buddy Clem doing what he does best, artistry with the camera and talking about NASCAR. That's his two favorite things in the whole world, and that correlated with a stop motion of the Daytona 500 or a Daytona 500. All right, friends. Ace, welcome aboard. I'm just catching you right now as I'm seeing the chat come alive with quite the regulars. K Ferg in there as well. Never a bad time to see you aboard, as we'll come back to action. The Oilers lose the face-off in the offensive zone. 4:25 to go in the second period. And how about this? The Hawks are going to push this one down low. 4:18 remaining here in this second, as the Oilers get pushed around in their own zone a little bit. Ekholm does some pushing now. McDavid is going to chip it off a stick, and here's Nugent Hopkins trying to tape it over to McDavid. He does. Back to Nuge. Nuge back to the blue line. Blast from Bouchard. Goes just wide, 93.5 mile an hour. This one passed over to Nugent Hopkins. He'll take right to the side of the net, trying to shovel off the skate of Mrazek. Couldn't do it, but the Oilers are kind of all over the Chicago Blackhawks so far in this one. And it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of keep that pace throughout the third period. Here's Nuge, short side, gets taken out, and kind of similar to that, I believe it was Hyman chance earlier, it just dribbles on to Mrazek. So, yeah, no, we are doing okay so far. Hopefully the Oilers can find a way to keep the action going, and for the first time all night, my live stream has kind of froze up, so we'll just hit that refresh button and get back to live action here in just a brief moment. End up being the way it usually goes once in a while, and there we go. We have a score and win winner. Stephanie Splain of somewhere, Alberta, has won a prize, and this one will come back the other way into the Oilers' offensive zone off the face-off as they get to the attack. Here's Dry, settle in front, chance in front, jammed just wide by Fogle. Back the other way, the Oilers will get to the defense as the Hawks will fire it in close, and they just can't seem to finish off chances at all tonight. But again, Mrazek doing a pretty good job. Shot fired by Murphy, save made by Skinner. Good clear, three Oilers supporting down low. How about the center? Drysdale back defensively to lift back into the Hawks zone. Turnover at the blue line, picked up by Janmark. Tries to throw it back to Drysdale. He will. Rim around the boards, goes to Fogle. Fogle able to keep it a brief moment, lose it to the Hawks, back to the center of the ice. And this one's going to turn back into the middle now as Murphy fires it in all the way down to Stuart Skinner. Skinner will play it over to Kulak. Kulak looking to make the play, bounce off the boards and go to center. That one tipped down by the Oilers. And again, this has been a solid 19-19 shot effort from both teams. The Oilers up 3-1 and looking like they're comfortably in control. I guess the question mark is, are they fully in control? Time will tell when the third period comes around in 2.5 minutes. This one down low for the Hawks in the Oilers zone. They continue to roll around. The Oilers, though, peel it off the boards. Gagne will stick it off a Hawk and get it back into their territory. They pick up and chip it down low to Stuart Skinner, who will just stop it, as you could say, and this one will miss the outstretched arms of the Oilers, and that will be an icing call on an ill-advised pass outside of the reach of the very small James Hamlin. You got to remember, for a hockey player, he's small. 5'9", I think, is the last update I got on his height, but he is a ball of energy that you don't mind messing with sometimes when you're the Edmonton Oilers and you're feeling dangerous for a little hard work. All right, here we go. We are going to get going in the Oilers' defensive zone. The aforementioned Hamlin taking the draw. 2:01 to go in this second period of play. 19-19 the shots on goal, as I mentioned just a moment ago. This one worked back to the blue line for the Hawks. 3+ goals in 8 of the last 9 games against the Hawks for the Oilers. And guess what? They will go to the power play right here, right now. A slashing call against Ryan Donato of the Chicago Blackhawks. He can't believe it. He's shaking his head like, come on, man. We've had no penalties so far this game, and you call that? Again, tough. At some point, somebody's going to get called for something. That's the NHL nowadays. And indeed, he gets called there. And I look at all these suckers having to pay for their drinks in the stands. I didn't have to pay for my Pepsi nor my iced tea at Rogers Place on Sunday. What a beauty. Oh, Gillis TV and the Oilers fanatic know that the Sky Lounge standing rail is the play. All right, here's Draisaitl. The face-off on the power play. He's going to scramble it up, down low. It goes in behind the net. Here's McDavid looking to make quick work of it. But instead, the Oilers have taken a, penalty, a slashing call. And we will now go 4-on-4 for the next $1.57. You know the refs were looking. Give us a reason. And the Oilers gave him a reason right out of the gate here as a tripping call there against Hyman. Getting to the attack as Murphy tried to scramble back to the end wall for the puck. Too easy of a reception for McDavid. I knew it was a penalty, but you was hoping it wasn't going to be called. And instead it does. For a $1.57, we'll go 4-on-4 with the Hawks with the clear advantage. We got 2 superstars on the ice, and they got 1, Connor Bedard. This one won back by the Oilers, Mattias Ekholm and Bouchard, the defensemen. So, again, we got some pretty decent guys on the back end there. Oilers quickly to the attack off the face-off, playing like it's overtime. Here's McDavid over to Draisaitl. McDavid getting him back from Draisaitl, blocked in front. And now here's Bedard picking up. Bedsy trying to get down the wing. He can't do it. He'll load up the attack now. Spin off McDavid. Look to spin out of Bouchard. But McDavid quickly reads them. And I think that's a lot of time spent playing together in the summer. Here's Ekholm over to Draisaitl. Now looking for McDavid. Tip in front. McDavid tries the one-handed batting practice swing to get it through. Couldn't do it. And the Hawks have taken a penalty here against the Edmonton Oilers. 4-on-3 for the next $1.18. The whistles, they were nowhere to be found for almost 2 periods. And in the last 2 minutes, they've come out in full force as Zaitsev will join Donato in the box as McDavid goes swinging in on that. He's hooked the whole way, trying to swing that puck free into the back of the net. So interesting trying to transition play. I just thought McDavid was trying to get fancy with it. McDavid out there 4-on-3 with Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, and Bouchard, I assume. That's just the betting guess. As, oh my goodness, hey, guess what? I'm correct. McDavid with 2 power play goals. The Oilers power play quickly back to the 4th best in the NHL at 27.6. They're looking for their second power play opportunity here. Here's McDavid over to Draisaitl. It's going to help off out of Hawk, I guess you could say. Right back onto Draisaitl's tape. McDavid gets a friendly bounce in front that almost ends up in the back of the net. And this one's going to turn back the other way as the Hawks to the attack. Here's Dickinson. Looking to spin, kill clock. 9 for 9 is the Hawks' penalty kill in the last 3 games. They'll pitch it back into their own zone with a full power play to remain the rest of this period. 44 seconds on the clock a moment ago. Now inside the last 40. Here's the Oilers loading up Bouchard up the middle of the ice. He's skating edge to edge to try and get through the middle. It'll be Draisaitl drifting off to Nugent Hopkins. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard thinks about loading up. He'll go to McDavid. McDavid over to Draisaitl. The one-timer whiffed on. Or possibly blocked. Bouchard keeps it on side. 18 seconds to go. Pass back to McDavid. McDavid down low. He'll circle the net. He's looking for an option. Here's Bouchard loading up the shot. Blocked in front. Couldn't do it. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard drag shot. Fired off the blocker of Mrazek and up and out of play. The Oilers kept the pressure up all power play so far, but can't crack Mrazek late in the second period as Bouchard had a couple good chances, loaded that one up and off the toe of Mrazek. That would have been wide by the looks of it, but hey, we'll take credit for the shot on goal, now up to 22. The Oilers have 0.8 of a second to work with. Pretty much the puck goes down. They're looking to the clock. They're not going to get the time. Draisaitl draws it back. McDavid backhands towards Mrazek way after the buzzer had blown. dribbled it through. He had shot the puck before the buzzer blew, but obviously that puck took its time getting there, and Mrazek just stands up and paddles it away, is what it is, friends. And in terms of the playoff beard, this ain't quite the playoff beard. I shave the beard again pretty much mid-March, usually about then. This is just kind of turn of the season, so when it officially feels like winter, I start letting the beard go, see how long I can go and see what we can get up to over the course of the winter. Although, let me tell you, this year, after that playoff mess, it seems to be coming in a lot better than it has previous attempts. Friends, we're through 2 periods of play for the Oilers and Hawks. Your scoring summary after 2, very simple. Connor Bedard, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Sam Gagner, Leon Draisaitl. Gagner now up to 7 points on the year in only 14 games played, I believe. So he's a half point per game player. That's pretty impressive for a guy that's supposed to be a third-line AHLer at best. I know we read those comments enough this summer. And Leon Draisaitl is up to 12 goals. Cody Ceci, hey, you know what? Love him or hate him, he's got 7 points on the blue line this year. That's not all that bad. And realistically, what? On pace for probably about 20 this year if all goes according to plan. 7 divided by 26 times 82. Yeah, 22 points for Cody Ceci. I would take that all day. That's pretty good production from a right-handed defenseman that ain't known for the offensive prowess. And yeah, no, things are looking good as well on the back end of the stream. And now 37.90. So far, so good. Friends, to give you an idea of where we're sitting on the watch time as well, how about this? 4.45 divided by 62.81. So, friends, let me go here. I'm going to quickly take a second and go refill the water bottle and take a bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Definitely, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in a few moments' time. All right, friends, we got 20 minutes of play to do what? Well, the comeback. Unbelievably, right? We talked all start of the season there when we were toiling away. Oh, we're going to need an 8-game win streak to get back into it. Oh, we're going to need a 7-game win streak to get back into it. We are 20 minutes away, up 2 goals right now, away from an unbelievable comeback to climb above 500 26 games into the season and be 1 point out of a playoff spot by night's end if the NHL comes our way in terms of the standings. Friends, that is unbelievable for the Edmonton Oilers, and we'll see if it ends up coming true this evening. I might have just cursed it. Don't mind me. We'll see what happens. But again, you got to remember the wild card looking as such. The Hawks, They're in 32nd, so don't worry about them. But the Arizona Coyotes, who are currently, well, yes, in, you could say, yeah, they're in second in the wild card spot. They have 28 points. The Blues have 27. We have 25. Guess what? We're up 2 in the second intermission. There's a chance we could be 1 point out of a playoff spot by night's end. That is an unbelievable comeback for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll see what happens here this evening. So, friends, Rio, you're saying we need 20 shots on net in this period. You know what? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. The Oilers pound home the offense. I would not mind that at all. That would be huge if the Oilers want to just go out there and absolutely dummy the Chicago Blackhawks in the third period. So here we go, friends. Hopefully the Oilers get the job done this evening. But yeah, we continue along towards what should be an absolute beautiful finish for the Edmonton Oilers. My appreciation to you guys for tuning in and sticking around. I mean, there's almost been 4,000 individual views on this stream. The average view duration, okay, I know some of you have watched for 45 minutes, some of you have watched for 2 hours and 9 minutes, but just to math out, on 4,000 individual clicks, the average is 4.5 minutes. That's playoff overtime level numbers, friends, that we've pulled off here tonight. So thank you for being a part of the first edition of Connor versus Connor, but I gotta say, it's just more special to watch the Oilers on an 8-game win streak potentially by the end of this hockey game than it is really watching Connor Bedard score. Yes, credit, awesome, he scored to start us off, which is a huge start and exactly what most of us were hoping for. So, yeah, we were sitting back 5 weeks ago saying we would need an 8-game win streak to get back into it, and now we're staring down 20 minutes to do just that. That seems wild. Absolutely wild. All right. I just can't believe it, but hey, you know what? We'll take it. Let's go. Friends, new Oilers fan here, started watching hockey in 2021. Hyman is your still favorite player, and you're still learning. Well, new punk, glad to have you aboard. Don't worry, you'll get educated. I use a lot of good terms, I guess you'd say. My hockey vocabulary, not the greatest, but also not the worst. So that's the nice medium ground right now. And Daryl, I think the nice part for Ryan McLeod is he's getting sheltered with Kane and Brown, so maybe trying to create a different look. Brown, Kane, and McLeod all bring very different aspects of a hockey game, and maybe Coach Knobloch there looking for a little different balance to the lines, especially in a game where he can afford to experiment, kind of flip-flopping the 2 and 3. So we'll see. But yeah, no, friends, it's been good so far. I think you could say this hockey game's worked out decently for the Edmonton Oilers, and we're hoping that they continue along this evening just fine. So see what happens here, friends. Again, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at the pinned comment at the top of your chats, I would encourage you to do that right now. Trying to support my friends that have given me so much over the past year. And I can tell you right now, Clem Hawk's now up to 160 views on his stop motion. So that is guaranteed 16 of you that have clicked into his stuff so far this evening. So do appreciate that. And do also appreciate everybody that stopped by Gillis TV's video this afternoon. Now up to 131 over on him. And now up to 447 subscribers. So friends, as well, what I'm going to do right now, just because it seems like a really good thing to do, and we're going to try and get it done for my man Gillis TV, who's probably still creeping the chat right now. As you know, he's pumping me up about that 150 of you hanging out. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to go over to Gillis TV's channel and see if we can't get you guys to come in over to Gillis TV and tune in and be a part of his channel as well. I'm going to lower my sound just in case. And friends, please subscribe. And we'll click that there for you. So friends, if you could go over there and check out Gillis TV's channel, that would be greatly appreciated. That is for sure. At 447, kind of a battle between got to get the watch time up and the subscribers up to kind of get where he's trying to get on YouTube. So any of you that could help, that's for sure. All right. We are ready to go here, friends. For John Shannon and Bob Stauffer, I'm catching a little bit of John Shannon here, talking about Mr. Leon Draisaitl overpassing the puck, and then obviously he was able to get the job done. But here's Draisaitl getting this shot on net, readjusting after that overpass. He's like, I don't care about that, and then all of a sudden gets that extra lucky bounce. But he's been buzzing. So have all of the Oilers' big guns so far tonight. Obviously, he should be against the bottom feeder teams. But yeah, friends, as it goes, Bowman Bob, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button on Gillis TV, and as well, Stoney, thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that, friends, for doing that, because that is kind of what the goal over the next few weeks is. Build up Clem, build up Gillis TV, and of course, build up Patrick the Oilers fanatic. But here's the thing, I don't need to help you or need you to build up Patrick. We'll do that during the World Juniors, because, friends, I assume if you watch me, I assume you've probably been watching Patrick a lot more over the past 2-3 years, because the man has been producing better and better content by the day. So definitely a guy that I might have a big subscriber number, but I still very much so look up to for a lot of the stuff I do day in, day out. He's definitely helped out a lot around here on Dolynny TV over the past few years. So here we go. This one, back in down low, as Gagner got that assist on the Derek Ryan goal against New Jersey. Again, the Oilers have gotten some beautiful plays by the fourth line down low. And how important is it to see the fourth line working down low, getting aid from the defense sometimes, and of course scoring goals 2 feet off the crease. That's all you can ask out of your fourth line. And back-to-back games, you get fourth line goals. And yeah, you know what? Coyotes lost tonight. We need to win. Get 1 point back of a playoff spot. Hey, by Sunday this week, we could be in a playoff spot. That's as simple as it comes down to it. That is unbelievable in itself to think, right? The Coyotes, who do they play next? Well, who do they play next? Who do you play? Who do you play? Who do you play? Let me ask the question a few dozen times. They play the Sharks. Toilet bowl, right? Normally. But they don't play the Sharks until Friday. Guess what? We play on Thursday, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So by actually the end of Thursday night, if all goes according to plan and St. Louis doesn't quite win a game, I guess they would play Ottawa on Thursday. So if St. Louis loses Thursday, we win on Thursday. Yes, indeed, we sit in second in the wild card spot, although Calgary and Minnesota play on Thursday as well, so they could have something to say about that themselves. No, they couldn't. Actually, Minnesota and Calgary both 25-24. And is Calgary playing tonight? I think Calgary actually might be playing tonight. That might be the problem. Yeah, Calgary is currently up 3-2 on Vegas. So Calgary could jump into the conversation as well and keep pace with us in the wild card. We're sitting in top 4, but Calgary's sitting right there, right behind us in 5th. So keep that in mind. And the other scores around the NHL right now, Winnipeg and San Jose tied at 1 apiece. So keep that in mind while we go along as well. Winnipeg currently 3rd in the Central Division with 16-8-2 record. So friends, things are going well, and we are going to head into this third period in just a matter of moments. Of course, it's time of the night. The stream starts freezing up a little bit, so we'll just start refreshing a little bit and getting going. But yeah, we're good to go here, friends. I love to talk about the changes with the Oilers right now. I think big thing is Knobloch's come in and been able to implement the systems that Jay Woodcroft for the most part was trying to implement, but you got a fully healthy McDavid, you got a fully healthy Ekholm, you got guys that are doing the job at full capacity now, and I think it's paying dividends for the Oilers. And I think Knobloch too just came in and saw, man, the instability is killing these guys. Let me just come in, here's your line mates, play, get results. I don't really care, I need to make assessments anyway, and it ended up working out for the Edmonton Oilers so far on a 7-game win streak, 10-3 to start Chris Knobloch's career. By the way, 10-3 is a .769 nice winning percentage, which is good to see. So hopefully for the Oilers, we see something here in the third period that says nail in the coffin time for the good old guys here at the Chicago Blackhawks, and we just go out there and win a hockey game. Jim, welcome in, friends. As I'm thinking, we should have a good chance of winning this hockey game if we come out and just do what we did in the first and second periods. Like, it's not going to be complicated. You just got to go out there and do your simple things to win a hockey game. Get pucks in deep, get pucks on net, and just keep allowing yourself chances to win. And I think that's all the Oilers are going to do here in the third period. It might be a very boring third period, but it might be a very productive third period in terms of turning in a 8-game win streak, that's for sure. So, all right, friends, I'm going to throw you an ad just quickly here, and I just want to quickly check how many subscribers Mr. Gillis TV is up to here, because I don't even think he's realized what we did for him in just a moment ago. But just to look at it, 452, just like that. So, friends, thank you so much. That again, you don't know how much of a change that is overall, but that is a huge change. When you're under 1,000 subscribers and trying to move places, that definitely changes things in a big direction. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Kevin, welcome aboard as well. But I know, friends, it's been a good night. It's been a good night. We've helped out Clem. We've helped out Gillis TV, and that means next live stream we'll get Patrick going. But obviously over on the community tab tonight, we'll get Patrick's post game up. So in case you haven't caught him before, you can go check that out as well. All right, we're back inside Rogers Place. We're currently outside, but don't say anything to the people that can't see the TV. Oh, what a good place that is to be, Rogers Place. Though that is home. Honestly, right? As an Oilers fan, that is home. And end of the day, it's always a great time to get down low there and hang out pre-game. 51 shot attempts for the Oilers, 34 for the Hawks. The faceoffs 23-15 for the Oilers, 10-36 offensive zone time for the Edmonton Oilers through 2 periods of play. The Hawks have 6-14. They somehow have managed 19 shots on goal. The Oilers have only managed 22. Again, if you missed the net a million times, that's going to happen. 51 shot attempts, indicative of that. Liz, the big thing, like I said, do your little things right. Maintain the defensive structure. Get some saves from your goalie. Score another goal. Win a hockey game. That's what we did against New Jersey. That's what we'll do tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks. Also, Kit. Kit was a great little add to the next-gen game. Minnie Hunter, who was debuted at the hockey game on Sunday. If you don't know, Kit, new addition to the mascot family. But we'll see, obviously, what happens here. Here's Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusque getting going here. Connor Bedard, though, a little bit of a highlight reel, a little sizzle reel, if you would, for him tonight, as he's going to look on that iPad and say, man, what the heck's going on out there? He's trying to get net front on Skinner, and Skinner denied him right in front as he dragged that puck in tight to try and comb it through the pads of Skinner. He's been pushed out a little bit as well, and it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Connor Bedard can find a way to manage a goal tonight to try and make this one interesting late. Friends, we are ready for the third period of play. Bedard, of course, the center of focus tonight in Edmonton, but the Oilers winning 8 straight. That's a pretty good consolation prize to a big night for a young, budding superstar at the NHL level. And we're still waiting to drop this puck. I think it's still 4-on-3 to start this third period, so keep in mind we'll have some hoopy shenanigans to start this third period. You've got I guess you could say 4-on-3. You're going to have some guys come out of the box, bing, bang, boom, and then we're going to see what happens here. Draisaitl, though, to the face-off. He wins it ahead. The Hawks blast it into the Oilers' end with 3 seconds to go on the 4-on-3, and now it is currently 4-on-4 for 4 seconds, literally, and the Oilers will now take a 38-second power play to start this third period. Okay, there we go. The tired's starting to kick in, but don't worry about me. This one's going to come in front. Shot drifted on net by McDavid off of a stick out of play. 25 seconds remain in the period opening power play with 19:36 to go in the period overall. So the Oilers, so far so good through the first 24 seconds. They get a shot attempt on net blocked in front, and it goes up over top into the netting. We have that stoppage there, and we will have a face-off to the left of Mrazek. One back by the Oilers. Here's McDavid loading up. Murphy! Whew! Big block for the Hawks. Oilers regain possession. Nugent Hopkins. Bad call. Gets it back to Bouchard. Bouchard and Draisaitl looking to connect. Here we go. Back over to Mr. Connor McDavid. McDavid down low. Hyman scores the goal just like that. Nice tip in front. And look at that, new punk. There's your big Zach Hyman goal. Puts it through a nice tape on pass for the Oilers in front of the net. And that one not broken up by the Chicago Blackhawks this time. 4-1 Edmonton Oilers. What a beauty right there as they set up the attack and got that puck moving. There's Bouchard. Nice little play down low to Draisaitl. Draisaitl then goes back to Bouchard, who drifts over to McDavid. McDavid looks right in front. Hyman left all alone in front. And that, as Toff said, is 4 for the Oilers tonight. And Bouchard, by the way, picks up another assist, his 22nd of the season. Another multi-point for Evan Bouchard. And 16th goal of the season for Zach Hyman. You'll love to see it as this continues along. As here's Connor Brown back the other way. Brown's going to battle across to the middle of the ice, but the Hawks able to turn it back. Here's Kane looking to battle his opposing number 91. He'll bat it in behind the Oilers net. That's going to be cut off by Cody Ceci. Kane in the middle of the ice picks it up for McLeod. Flipped there onto the tape of Brown, who flubs up on that puck just a brief moment. 18:42 to go in this third period to play. Friends, it feels like the Oilers indeed are going to clamp down an 8th straight win unless disaster happens, but you just don't get the feeling that's going to be the case tonight. Minute and a half gone in the third period as the Oilers have bled off technically 3/40th of the clock here in this start of the first, or third. I knew I was going to say that. I was loaded in my brain and it just ended up coming out. 23-19 the shots on goal, and this one comes back into the middle of the ice. The Oilers are going to dance around the defender. Janmark to the outside on Murphy. Murphy's going to turn him right onto the tape. Here's the shot for Draisaitl, loaded up. He couldn't hit the net. Hopped over his stick. The Hawks back the other way. Donato let in Murphy. This one's going to come back down low as Draisaitl sees it picked up from Desharnais. He'll load up down the right or left wing. He comes up across the line. He'll chip right onto the tape of Janmark. Plays in front. Draisaitl gets the tip late on it. Fooled everybody, and the Oilers are able to come up with it one more time. Fogle spins around it, hops right to Draisaitl. Bounce off the boards back to Bouchard. Loading up the shot near side to Draisaitl off the board on the pass. He'll work to the middle of the ice and go in behind as the Oilers continue to work around the zone. Now to the middle, can't get it going. Here's Bouchard picking it up. Man falls down on ice, and that allows the Oilers a little odd man advantage down low for a brief moment. Hawks, though, cut off that puck. Vlasic chips it off the boards and out, and this one's going to be picked up now by Bouchard with 17:07 to go in the third period. And now here's the time. Just rock steady defense and end up going out there throwing, little by little by little, enough to win this hockey game. Ceci bounces it off the boards to Hamblin, who just misses a heavy, hard incoming ruse. And now this one is picked up by Gagne. The shot incoming. Nope. Derek Ryan overhanded that puck. And this one's coming back the other way into the Oilers' end. Ceci will load in behind his own net. Now to the near side wall. That one turned over to the Hawks on the breakout. They're in the zone. The shot fired. Misses wide. And the Oilers are going to see this one bounce off the glass right onto the tape of Ceci over to Nurse. Nurse looking to make a quick pass of it. He'll try and win the battle for Gagne. Does. Gagne will fire it down low to Mrazek. And now he's out to play it as McDavid, the referee, gets in the way a brief moment. The Hawks headman it into the neutral zone. That's going to be Hyman taking a blast from Phillips, but able to get it down into the Hawks territory, albeit in Hawks possession. This one continues along. Here's Hyman picking up the puck. He'll play it down low to Nugent Hopkins, who rolls around the end boards to McDavid. Now in front. Here's Hyman one more time. Chipped away by the stick of Peter Mrazek. Back the other way come the Hawks. This one's going to come down to Brett Kulak. He battles off the man, and Foligno keeps riding him. Gets the turnover for Dickinson. Back to the blue line, D to D near side. Here's the blast from Vlasic, who just ended up hammering it off the stick of an unsuspecting, more or less, Chicago Blackhawk. Then the puck comes right off the side corner of the netting and ended up falling onto the tape of Foligno. This one comes near side now as Hyman busts across the Hawks line, knocked off his stick by the tall defense there for the Hawks. That man's big. Didn't realize how big that guy's done. And now this one's going to come back down low into the neutral zone on the Hawks side. This one now, a shot fired over top of the net by Kane as McLeod chips it back to Kane, near side corner in the Hawks' end. Comes now high blue line. Bouchard plays it down low to Brown. Brown looks to make a pass, knocks his man straight down with a stiff arm, and the Hawks, though, pick it up, throw it down the ice. Icing call. 14:45 remains in the third period. We like to see it. Friends, welcome aboard Dolynny TV. Glad to have you along for the ride. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to throw an ad for myself. Don't worry, it's not a commercial. It's a, hey, could you please hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying? Because I'd love to have you aboard as part of the first 15,000 subscribers here on Dolynny TV. Enough about me. We're back to action. The Hawks win the face-off, chip it down into the Oilers zone. It bobbled off the stick at Ekholm. Bouchard gathered it. He gets it over to the far side corner at Ekholm. One man misses, two man misses. Bouchard has the puck up over to Kane, and then a mad turnover. And here comes the attack for the Hawks. They, though, miscue it off a skate. Brown across the blue line, chips over to McLeod. McLeod, Brown, and, of course, Fogle. No, Kane, sorry. We'll get a lot of ice time here in this third period of play now, as the Oilers will just try to eat clock with plus players on the ice. Here's the Hawks back the other way. This one shot into the corner. Bouchard trying to chip this one, can't do it. Now how about this? Kane's going to try and do it. He can't do it. Ekholm fell down. McLeod leads a three-man attack, and they are offside by 1.5 miles at the blue line of the Hawks zone. And that was a good attempt. Hey, can't fault him for trying, but that's about as bad as of an entry as you can get for a third line right there. So, all right, friends. Hey, what do we have? The St. Louis Blues just fired Craig Berube. The man that came aboard and won them a Stanley Cup has been fired by the St. Louis Blues. So there you have it, some big news. Oh, by the way, we hit 100 likes on the stream. Tyson, too much is happening all at once. My goodness. But yes, the St. Louis Blues have just fired Craig Berube. He's been relieved of his coaching duties, and a new interim coach has been named. I'm not sure who they named. They didn't even specify the guy's name, but interesting move there for the St. Louis Blues. Interesting. Okay. Friends, we've got commercials on the TV. We have a moment to breathe. But how about this? Am I reading that correct? Stuart Skinner, 950 save percentage. Good for him. Okay. Just as we go as well, here we go. There's Gillis TV saying, whoa, what happened there? That happened fast. 452 for my man Gillis TV. Good to see as well, friends, as everything just kind of coming together here at Christmas time this year. And obviously, too, we need to see some good things happen for everybody involved in the whole Dolynny TV YouTube and world. And you look at this as well. Clem Hawks now up to 166 views on his stop motion. So it's working out just fine, and we should see what happens here. And Spencer, you're saying shutout for Stuart Skinner. Yes, it is indeed a shutout for Stuart Skinner, and it looks like Luke Gazdic got some ice time out there with Connor McDavid and Taylor Hall back in the day. And here we go. All right. Here we go. Face-off lost by the Oilers again. They've done a lot of that here in this third period. This one's going to be chipped down low into the Oilers zone. Cece's going to try and bat it. Can't do it. Scored 4+ goals in 10 of 13 games under Chris Knoblauch. I wonder how many of those games the Oilers have won. I think there's only one game that I can think of that they lost, and that'd be that Carolina hockey game, eh? Maybe Florida. I don't remember Florida too well. 13:27 to go here in this third period to play. The Oilers working their way up the ice. This one's going to be worked by Draisaitl. He's looking for a pass. Instead, blindly throws it down low, knowing he's got support from Fogle and Janmark. And guess what, friends? We got 13.25 to go here in this third period of play. Oh, man, I love when the Edmonton Oilers just get the job done. $1 million is the jackpot tonight. So here we go. This one, D to D in the Oilers zone, picked up now by Derek Ryan. The fourth and third lines are going to feature heavily. You're not going to see much of Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Zach Hyman here in the third period. You don't want to kind of throw the hammer down on Chicago, I guess you could say. So you want to make sure you give your lesser lines some time to breathe and try and work out some kinks in their game. How about the Hawks back the other way? Oilers have just taken a penalty. Hawks across the blue line, chipped over. The Oilers touched the puck, and that's it. That's all. We will have a stoppage in play to give the Blackhawks a power play. Now I've had the word blues put in my head, and now I'm going to say blues at some point, I'm sure, if I don't work it out right now. So but now you don't only have Jay Woodcroft without a job, you also have Craig Berube without a job in the NHL. That's pretty unreal that we've seen all these, Dean Evison as well, all these coaches fired for what have been poor starts for high expectation teams this year. The Oilers trying to push this back to the blue line. Vlasic able to win it though and keep it in. The Oilers penalty kill now at 80%, ranked 17th in the NHL. Wasn't there a time we were like 31st? My goodness, let's go, boys. We have been on a heater on the PK, man. The man disadvantage, oh man, talk about it. Even strength, no problem. 5-on-5. 1 for 15 in the last 4 games is the Hawks power play. So again, we should have pretty good odds here. They cleared it down the length of the ice, did the Oilers, and now we'll see what they can do with $1:30 remaining here in this third period power play. 28 for 29 is the Oilers penalty kill over the last 8 games. You're talking about almost perfect in 30 attempts. Here's Connor Brown, shorthanded, drags, move! Oh man, almost had it. Here's Brown again, loading the shot, missing just wide. You gotta be kidding me. Connor Brown hit the net, bud. What a rush there for Connor Brown. 2 good looking opportunities. Darnay off the boards, up the ice. And that's going to be instead Janmark playing it back as Darnay will drift back down low to kind of the neighborhood Matthias Ekholm's in. 50 seconds to go in the power play. The Oilers will play this one ahead. Met at middle of the blue line by Ryan McLeod. He'll spin off the check of Reichel. Now Reichel's still trying to hit him. McLeod's chipping it back down low to Zaitsev. And we got 40 seconds to go in this power play for the Chicago Blackhawks. We like to see this. The Oilers definitely doing the work here in this third period of play. Friends, we have got almost 4,600 of you at 1 point along for the ride tonight. It's been a good night as we'll watch the Oilers more or less coast home in this third period with 10:50 to go. Hawks, though, looking to make it interesting. Here's a chance for Gutman. He loads up the shot, blocked in front, scramble in front. Stuart Skinner gets some help from the defense, including Ryan McLeod, and ends up making a key stop, or at least a deflection, in front of the net. Here's the Hawks, D to D. Now here's Reichel looking to play this one down low. Ceci gets turned inside out, and the Hawks power play is done. And now we will have an opportunity, another penalty maybe upcoming to the Oilers. A pick move on the skate there by McLeod. He does not get penalized for it by the looks of it. Near side pass comes to Kulak, who's out there defensively, offensively for the Oilers, playing as a winger right now. And now with 10-11 to go here in this third period of play, the Hawks will load up the attack again. They're pushing. They have pushed. And that one, a one-hopper into the glove of Skinner, who goes post to post looking to play the puck. He will instead hold it, and we will have a stoppage in play with a big, fantastic, just 10 minutes to go in this hockey game. And Connor Brown coming within eyelashes of scoring goals tonight, missing the outside post by 4 inches by the looks of it. So far, so good. First point with the Oilers was November 26th against Anaheim. It's almost been a whole month. Stuart Skinner, paddle that one away. Beauty of a play there for him. That'll allow McDavid to pick it up. Here he'll come back up the wing. This one turned back by the Hawks. And I think somebody's out there ripping on the sleds. Wraparound opportunity denied by Bouchard. Perfect stick play. 9:37 to go. Third period. And this is going to be drifted back down low by the Hawks. They can't get her on net perfectly, and the Oilers clear it back down low. Mrazek out to play it knowing it's not icing. And this continues along. Mackenzie Entwistle, 30 points or thereabout in 150 games. Playing front ice on a slashing call by the Edmonton Oilers. That's tough go, and we will have a stoppage in play here to possibly give the Chicago Blackhawks another power play. Again, I don't listen with sound, so keep that in mind. And that was Stuart Skinner getting a part of it with the toe, and then Ryan McLeod clamping the blade of the stick down on it to push it out back door. What a play. This game's had it all, friends. I will tell you that much. And I did not expect to go the full... I did not expect the Oilers to obviously come out with this effort here in this third period the way they have. Pretty much everything we wanted in the second intermission they've done, other than take out the penalties, and we've had a good period. Well, did I hear about Dolynny TV calling out the Oilers about 7 games ago? Yeah, you know what? Like I said, the Oilers were in a bad situation 7 games ago, and it was looking ugly. They were not doing the job. And the problem is, I was frustrated not because they sucked. I was frustrated because they sucked because they were a very good team. And with the second they started turning around, it was evident that the team we came to watch this year is still here. They just need to get healthy. They need to get it figured out. They need to get some confidence. Everything's sorted itself out. But my goodness, what we watched when we were 5-12-1 to that span, right? From 7 games ago to the start of the season, that was an ugly stretch of hockey from any hockey team, let alone the Oilers. And it was tough to watch, that's for sure. Morley, welcome in. Glad to have you aboard. Trevor, I also haven't mentioned to you anything this evening, but yeah, you know what? There's just enough snow and ice to allow the sleds to rip in the ditches here where I am. Kind of the problem of living on country highway is those ditches get plow snow and a whole bunch of stuff. Wind tails it over. It's welcome to southern Alberta, but that's the only thing that would explain why I'm hearing vehicles down here. 9:15 to go in this third period to play. The Hawks are going to burn the last 15 seconds of the first 11 minutes of the hockey game's third period, as that was a mouthful to say. How about this? They're going to work up now, play it back. Now, here comes Khrushchev. Maybe. Bedard's out there, but I think he's been pretty much a non-factor since the first goal. And this one's going to come back into the Oilers' attacking zone. Derek Ryan on the penalty-killing effort with $1:30 remaining. He's going to keep tying up mass chaos along the wall. He's there against 3 Hawks. I mean, Derek Ryan literally took boards to ribs tonight, and he's there against 3 Hawks getting pushed around his guy under 6 feet and doing a good job doing what he needs to do. Here's the puck played back for the Hawks as they'll load across center with $1:10 to go in the power play. 85.1% penalty kill percentage at home. Obviously, the past few games at home have helped that for sure. 1 minute remaining in the power play with 18:18 to go in the hockey game as the Oilers are about to play a little bomba in what has been a pretty convincing second and third period. Bedard dangling down low gets the pass to the Hawks. This one comes near side blue line, barely kept in by Vlasic, as the Hawks are just a make-believe kind of, you went over the salary cap signing Bedard NHL 24 squad, or else you lowered the salary cap and you couldn't afford anyone next year. Here they come, the Oilers. Well, it's it's Brown who's going to shoot that puck with Janmark. Janmark's going to get it back from Brown, kind of, sorta, although the Hawks were able to cut him off. King, welcome in. Good to see you aboard. 7.5 minutes to go here in this third period. 24-22. The shots on goal, a 4-1 lead for the Edmonton Oilers. This puck flipped down low into the Hawks zone again. They'll have to pick up. Mrazek almost came out to play that puck as we are down inside the last 7.5 to go in tonight's hockey game. Cut off there by Draisaitl as we go to even strength. Puck played over to Warren Foegele. Foegele will look to play this one to the middle of the ice. He couldn't do it, so Bouchard D to Ekholm. Ekholm skating around. He'll play it down low to Foegele. Foegele and the boys trying to work it down low as now it's Draisaitl, McLeod, and of course Foegele out there, as I think Kane's just fresh out of the box and he'll sit a minute to think about that dumb penalty, as well as he should. The accountability Chris Knobloch talks about. As this one comes in front again, nice pass there from Draisaitl, leads to Foegele, trying to wrap it into the net around. Mrazek couldn't do it, and the Hawks are able to clear out and down the length of the ice. In for Bouchard, in behind Stuart Skinner. 6.5 to go. Friends, this is the crazy part about watching the Oilers win convincingly. It's almost boring to watch in terms of, you know, the result is coming, you just need to get there. So the excitement about getting there is more exciting than watching the hockey game, as this one comes back down low for Entwistle. He spins to the middle of the ice. Blind pass ends up going wide for him, and now here comes Zach Hyman. Probably one or two of the third final shift for this top line. It's Kane. It's McDavid. What happened to Nugent Hopkins? I guess maybe he was out there penalty killing. That could still be. Yeah, it is looking good. 4-8 for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. That is for sure. Or midday tomorrow. As here's Hyman dragging to the middle. A shot on Mrazek. Couldn't pull a Bedard, but beating move nonetheless. As the Oilers just about put it home. 5-1. Unfortunately, it stays 4-1. And Connor Bedard, oh boy, this has been ugly. Friends, if you haven't had a chance yet to hit the like button on the stream, definitely make sure to do that. That is greatly appreciated. But friends, we are just about to wrap this one up. Taylor, you're going for the Red Wings. Hey, I got no argument with that. Good buddy at work's a Red Wings fan as well. Again, same thing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And even the two guys, one guy's a Canucks fan, one guy's a Flames fan, Boss Man's a Flames fan. I got no problem with those boys because you know what? It keeps it interesting at work that they actually want to talk hockey with me as much as I sometimes want to. I know I don't get much work done sometimes. And yeah, it's 6:30 p.m. out in New Zealand. That's crazy to think because yeah, no, I've got friends out there in New Zealand now, and we'll keep that in mind as that 18-hour difference thereabout plays a lot with the mind when you're trying to communicate once in a while. All right, friends. Once again, I'm just going to drop this here one more time if you can. I know a lot of you have already hit the subscribe button for Gillis TV, but I'm just going to ask you one more time if you could possibly hit that subscribe button. I'll throw it in the chat here in a moment. Let me go here. View channel. Let's go share one more time. Copy, and I got to watch my own stream to do that. That's the silly nature of this, but that's okay. Friends, 200 of you tuning in as well right now. That I do appreciate very, very much. And let me go here. Sub to Gillis TV if you could. As Gillis TV kind of covers all the NHL, all the MLB as much as he can. And oh, by the way, don't forget, talks about the Oilers every once in a while as well. So Gene Principe on the broadcast right now, sitting down watching the hockey game. 5:43 to go in this third period, by the way. Nicholas, welcome in, and Picky, welcome in as well. Hoping for a Kane goal because I assume there's money down. Friends, we're over 209 now. We're about to wrap up this hockey game. 5:43 to go in this third period of play as the Oilers will win the offensive zone face-off. Picked up now by Nugent Hopkins. He's fine and dandy. Pass in front, looking backdoor for Ekholm. Couldn't do it. Don't worry. I think the Oilers are going to get a little bit more active with the defensive attempts here in this hockey game, trying to score some goals for the D-man, make him feel good. As here comes McDavid across the blue line. He's going to win this puck. Hawks lose it on the handle. Here's Hyman knocking it off for a shot, but the Blackhawks able to kind of steer that one wide themselves. As McDavid dancing through. What a move there by McDavid. He's not going to score a goal of it, but that was about as pretty of a dance and dangle as you're going to see from Connor right in the middle of the blue line. Here's 5 minutes to go in this third period of play, friends. We are just moments away from finishing this one off. Near side pass to Bouchard. Comes now behind for Hyman. He'll cut to the middle, backhand wrap. Doesn't go far side, so here's Nugent Hopkins. It back down low, and we've hit 30, so the old live stream is going to refresh itself, and the Hawks are going to play to the middle. Like I said, we're going to take chances on the defensive scoring. Bouchard knocks down Bedard with a beautiful hit on the rush. You like to see that. Ode of Mr. Evan Bouchard. A little physicality on a superstar level player from Evan Bouchard. Love to see that, actually. 4:19 to go here in this third period. It's going to be played by the Oilers back to the middle. The Hawks are going to pick it up. It's going to be flipped back into Stuart Skinner, who will pick this puck up, go far side. Bounces off the stick a few times there in the defensive zone. Oilers are able to transition out, and here's Desharnais. Far side pass over to Gagne. Gagne across the blue line, back to the point for Kulak. Weak attempt to play it there, and now here comes the attack for the Chicago Blackhawks. They'll wheel and deal in behind the Oilers net again, ×2, and stripped there by Desharnais, although it goes right onto the tape of the Hawks. Stuart Skinner swallows it up, his 21st save of the game. And Cyber, we can confirm Evan Bouchard has been playing defense for the past 8 games. It is awesome. You love to see it. And Taylor, bad news there on that front. The Flames just tying Vegas with 59 seconds to go. As well, Mark, enjoying the call all the way down south in Mississippi. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mark. Do appreciate you being along for the ride. The Oilers getting goaltending. The Oilers getting defense. The Oilers getting offense tonight. Another name on this winning streak that all cylinders are clicking. It's pretty good that a win against Minnesota is your ugliest game of the win streak so far by my metrics. And the Oilers 4-1 up here against the Hawks with 3.5 to go in the third are going to keep pushing here for this one. It's going to be punched out and down the length of the ice. And here come the Hawks out to play this one. But Stuart Skinner's feeling it. Feeling it. And this one comes back the other way for the Chicago Blackhawks. One more attempt, but picked up now by the Oilers and chipped in by Ryan McLeod, who gets around the defensive layer. And now Kane will play this one in the middle. Connor Brown, spin, fire, shoot. Ooh, it flipped up and into the chest of Peter Mrazek. But, yeah, you know what? We did all right. We did all right. Hit of the game for James H. Brown. Injury lawyers. Oh, my goodness. Tongue's starting to fail me here, friends. Don't say I didn't tell you. I tried. 3 minutes to go here in this third period of play. 28-17 the hits for the Blackhawks. Taking the old Dallas Eakins approach. The less hits you have, the more likely you are to win. Oilers metrics tonight. As the Hawks win the face-off, 258. They've also been pesky on the face-offs. Let's go here to the near side glass. It bobbles off the top of the glass. You don't see that often on a sidewall puck, and it just boop, 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 into the stands you go. Friends, thank you for being aboard this evening. I will say we are heading into the last 3 minutes of the game, so if I don't catch you, I know I'm shouting out Gillis TV, but if you could potentially hit the subscribe button here on Dolynny TV, that would be greatly appreciated. Off the face-off, the Oilers win the draw. They scramble it up to the boards. That's James Hamlin, Warren Foegele battling in there. Just the way he was battling, it was a Warren Foegele type, James Hamlin type effort. But this one's going to be chipped past Leon Draisaitl. He'll stick work the defenseman of the Hawks, and this one's going to be chipped back to the blue line. The shot fired, save made by Mrazek. Worked now by the Oilers down low, as that'll be picked up by Foegele. The defenseman goes sliding along the boards alongside Foegele, and now Janmark spun a defenseman of the ice. He'll work it back to the blue line. Here's Darnay down low, pass to the middle. Shot for Foegele, doesn't go through, and the Hawks are able to clear the zone. Down low to Vinny Desharnais in behind Stuart Skinner. 2:05 remains here in this, third period of play as the Oilers look to bring home this hockey game. $1:58 on the clock, and the Oilers are trying to bring this one right to the finish line. 27-22, the shots on goal. Stuart Skinner, another 20-plus save performance. Another 1 goal against performance so far through 58-plus minutes of hockey. It's going to be Zach Hyman turning down into the Hawks end. The top line out there one last time in this hockey game. $1:35 remains. Bouchard claps it to the middle. Gets a friendly bounce. Here's Nugent-Hopkins over to Connor McDavid. McDavid will spin around. This one comes to the middle of the ice on a pass from McDavid. Cut off there by the Hawks. $1:22 to go. And this one again just worked down low by Foligno. $1:17. The Oilers have clinically defeated the Chicago Blackhawks with $1:12 remaining in the third period. High flip to Mrazek. He's going to glove it down, play it off to Phillips. The refs had no intention of blowing that one down, allowed him to play it. And now this one's chipped out to the middle of the ice inside the last minute of play here in the third period. High stick by Phillips. Not going to be called. It was just shoulder height. And instead, yes, indeed, the linesman will finally call it on the pass from Phillips. So there you go. Here we go. We're going to have our play of the game, and it is going to be the Derek Ryan, Sam Gagner, Brett Kulak goal from earlier as Derek Ryan slams it in front for Sam Gagner. That was the 2-1 goal that got us where we needed to be, so huge for us. Was that the 2-1 or the 3-1, actually? I'm sorry, lost myself. We'll get that in the post game. Here's Derek Ryan. 44 seconds to go in the third period. 28-22 with the shots on net for the Oilers, and that, my friends, will wind it down here this evening. In to play it in behind Stuart Skinner is Cody Ceci. The fans in the stands, a lot of them already left the middle sections. I would assume they were Blackhawks fans doing the old go over to the casino and test your luck there, because the Hawks didn't bring you a result tonight. Why not try and win your money back? I guess I've seen people do it. Quite honestly, I've seen it happen. So here we go. We've got it going. Stuart Skinner ready to bring this one home in this third period. Of course, the stream freezes with 21 seconds to go, right? That's just what ends up happening. But here we go, friends. I think at this moment, I'm going to thank you for being aboard this evening. I'm not tuning out. I'm tuning into the post-game show. And we'll get this going here as the clock winds down. 15 seconds to go as the Oilers will walk this one down. 10, 9, 8. Chance in front for the Hawks. And it will be cleared out. 5 seconds to go, friends. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for those of you who tuned into the live stream this evening. The Oilers clinically beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1 in what was a straight up and down beatdown. 4 straight goals following the Connor Bedard opener at Rogers Place this evening. 8th straight win. And I'll tell you, we all joked about it, right? Oh, 8 straight wins and you're back in the conversation, no problemo. But this team's not capable of that. Hey, guess who was saying that? Me, myself, and I. I was saying that. And the Edmonton Oilers have found a way tonight to win a hockey game this evening. It looks like the old browser has lost on me, so that's fine and dandy. They win 4-1 over top of the Chicago Blackhawks. A big victory there. And now the Oilers 1 point out of a playoff spot. Friends, if you are new to the channel, I encourage you right now to consider hitting that subscribe button on Dolynny TV. But what I must say, with Vinny and Skinny, yo Winnie. And that continues to be the trend here for an 8th game in a row. This time over the top of the Chicago Blackhawks. Another clinical performance from the goaltending, defense, and offense for the Edmonton Oilers. You now win 2 straight games at home on games that are usually gimme the games for the opponents, but the Oilers find a way to win a trap game tonight and a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I keep thinking it was Saturday because I had the Monday off, but Sunday afternoon game against the New Jersey Devils to improve to 8-0 over the past 8, 13, 12-1 on the season. McDavid, 2 assists. He's your first star. Bouchard's your second with 2. And Gagner's your third with a goal and an assist. Yes, sir. Connor McDavid wins the first Connor versus Connor battle. Huge, huge stats right there. But as we take it home, friends, I think the big thing here that you got to remember, the comeback for this Oilers squad is unbelievable. You were 5-12-1 8 games ago. You were third or second last in the Pacific. You were last pretty much in the entire division. And you know what? Where we are now, we're 1 point out third in the wild card chase behind Arizona by 1 point. And I tell you now, the mission statement is 9. You win 9, you end up, you're not going to believe this, 1 more win. Arizona does not play till Friday. And so too the Western Conference lines up. 1 more win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Redemption against the Lightning for that winnable game in South Florida. You go out there and do that, and guess what? You're in a wild card spot after 9 straight wins. Wouldn't that be something? And guess what? That's no longer saying dreaming. When we said, hey, 6 straight wins after 5 wins in a row, that was dreaming. When we said 7, that was dreaming. When we said 8, it was doable. And now 9 is very, very plausible. Tampa Bay, one of the tougher opponents we will have faced in that 9-game win streak if it comes to fruition. And I might be the guy that curses it, but don't mind me. I'm high on the Oilers again. And why not? Friends, you got to be kidding me. This Edmonton Oilers team has absolutely been dominating so far this evening, and it's great to see. They dominated tonight. They dominated against San Jose. The Minnesota game was kind of sloppy, but again, you found a way to win, and you're on a 9-game winning streak if you beat Tampa Bay. That would be quite something. I should give respect to the Blackhawks. They hung with the Oilers through about the first 2 periods of play, but as soon as the Oilers got that 4th goal, zoop, right to sleep. The Hawks pushed all game, don't mind ya. But again, the Oilers, too, still have a long ways to go to be a Stanley Cup winner. So you got to mind you that the 32nd place team that's beat some very good teams this season as well are going to sometimes give you a hard night. And I think for the Oilers, I think the chances they had deserved about a 6-7-1 win. But you win 4-1 and you'll limit their goals to just 1. That's a big key. Tonight as well, you saw Ryan McLeod and, of course, Mr. Leon Draisaitl get flip-flopped lines midway through the game. I don't know what the entire tactic behind that was. The Hawks also scored an own goal, by the way. But big thing was you kind of mixed up the lines in a game you could, right? It's a game where Chris Knobloch knew at a certain point when he did that, I've got this game in the bag. If I need the big boys, they're going to be there. And you know what? We're just going to go out there, try this, see what it looks like, see what happens. And the Oilers end up coming together with an effort that wins them a hockey game. For those of you watching on the live stream, I mean, you watched all night long. It was just a great effort all night. And Patrick, I'm catching your comment right now. That's Patrick O'Connor, not Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic. But just to say, it was a great effort all night long that ends up in a very good feel in La Bamba, right? Oilers fans inside Rogers Place all third period knew La Bamba was coming at the end of the game, and that is indeed what we get. So huge effort for the Oilers tonight to not get trapped by the Hawks. They stuck with them, got the 2-1 goal in the hockey game, and just made short work of it. To give you an idea of how this one played out, I'll give you the scoring summary. Really simple. But again, another night too, before I get there, on which Stuart Skinner was fantastic. The Vegas Golden Knights win 5-4 over top of the Calgary Flames. That's a huge win for the Golden Knights. Keeps the Flames down low at 25. Bedard opened the scoring. He did. And it was a beautiful goal. Toe drag, release, Betsy, or whatever the joke is. I'm not hip with the kids. I try to be, but I'm not. Again, yeah. Connor Bedard from Alex Vlasic and Luis Crevier. And then it's all Oilers all the time from there. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, his 6th from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard. By the way, all 4 goals were 5-on-5 goals. And you got goals from, I guess you could say, the entire top line in some fashion. Because Connor McDavid factored into 2 goals. Actually, sorry, we did score on the power play. Hyman's was a power play goal. But Nugent-Hopkins, Hyman score. Connor McDavid has 2 points. Bouchard has 2 assists. Gagner scores his 4th from Derek Ryan. Leon Draisaitl's 12th from Cody Ceci and Sam Gagner. Gagner now up to 7 points in 14 games. Zach Hyman, his 16th from McDavid, and Bouchard, who extends his long-winded point streak here midway through this season, I guess you could say, right? It started a little while ago, and now all of a sudden the Oilers are going. So, friends, that is going to do it for me. I really don't want to waste too much effort on this post-game tonight because it's a feel-good winner, and the live stream has just eclipsed a grand total of 3 hours. But again, a night where Connor Bedard gets his special moment, right? He scores the first goal of Connor versus Connor, and the Oilers clamp down from there. Solid defense, solid goaltending, solid everything. Stuart Skinner's numbers, by the way, just to break that down a little bit more for you. Hawks were hitting hard too. They had 30 hits tonight, but the Oilers find a way to plow through and win this hockey game. Just to give you an idea of how the Oilers goaltending looked tonight, Stuart Skinner, fantastic. 22 saves on 23 shots. 957 save percentage, 1 goal against. His goals against for sure is either 3 or lower now, and his save percentage should bump up to about 895, 897, somewhere in there. It should be really high now, and we're talking about Mr. Stuart Skinner turning it around. So friends, thank you so much for being along for the ride. Really do appreciate you, and we will talk to you here in a matter of moments. It's been a great little pleasure to have you aboard this evening, but we will catch you later on in action tomorrow, and appreciate you being aboard for the ride. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I'm going to head on out for the night. I'm up on gone. And friends, those of you still tuning into the live stream, appreciate you being aboard for the ride. It's been a great evening. I love seeing the blue and orange hearts on the live stream. That's always special to see that going. But as we recap what's been an awesome hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, another winning effort in which you just know the Oilers deserved a good fate, and they got it. That first goal kind of sketchy-etchy, but the Oilers managed to do it. So friends, thank you so much for being aboard this evening. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Final metrics on the live stream, just to give you an idea of how it all plays out this evening. And again, thank you to everybody that hit that subscribe button on Gillis TV's channel and also watched Clem Hawks' stop motion there. That was really appreciated. You go out there, 5.1. How about that? A grand total of 453 hours watched on the stream. Thank you from the bottom of my heart spending this evening with me here on the channel. I am up on out of here, friends. I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for being aboard. See you tomorrow.